And welcome back to episode 72 of the Hit the Showers podcast presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings. My punk ass point man and co host is running late, but Malcolm Punk ass King will be here eventually. But I got this squad with me. I got my bro Callie from the block in the building. What's poppin'?
Yo, peace. What's good, man? Another rough week being a Jets fan.
You know, it was a rough week for a Raiders fan too. We got Les in the building. I know he all smiles over there with his
Yes,
chump ass.
sir. It's your boy, Les. We back at it. Be More Nation. Ravens 4-0. We
I ain't
going
going
hard.
hate. I ain't
You
going
know what I'm
hate.
saying? Comeback win. It was Lamar's looking like what I've been saying since he's been drafted. Franchise player.
He looking good. He looking
So
good, and I know I've said a lot of bad things about him. Not bad. I won't say bad, but
nah, it ain't
I'll
bad.
say I've been very critical of his game in the past. And listen, what I will say is that man did impress me with his pocket work in that game. He would not leave the pocket, but he knew when to step up. He knew when to drop back. It was just I was amazed. I was like, he really is a quarterback, and that stat line he put up was crazy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
37, 43, 442, four touchdowns, four.
One forty
37 to
point five
43.
QBR.
I seen that QBR. I said, "Oh my lord, 86.5 completion."
We gonna get into that a little later when we get
Oh
everybody here. But I got
man.
some questions. Well, not really some questions, but I guess some statements about that QBR that I'm a little iffy on.
Okay.
But speaking of that game though, what I will say is after watching that, I don't know if y'all got it all defensively. I know y'all
I
probably
agree.
still got some people out, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of people out, but no matter what 11 got to play, bro, they got to play.
Right.
Like it doesn't. This is the NFL. This ain't high school. This ain't college. This ain't G League. This ain't. It don't matter. It's the highest level of football. You got to. If you're on the starting 11, you gotta go. I don't,
Right.
I don't care who it is.
And the
So
Is
the
Smith
issue,
still
you said what?
is Smith still injured on the defense?
Who's
Smith.
that? What position?
I think he played like
Are you
safety
talking
or
about
corner
Jimmy?
or something. Yeah, Jimmy Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jimmy Smith. I see he's been injury pro. I haven't really checked the IR and energy like the injury report, but I know he's been hit. He's in and out, in and out, in and out. I know we gonna have to definitely draft a corner next year for sure because he was our franchise player for a long time. So
yeah.
yeah,
He's
bro.
a veteran. Now.
Yeah, I mean it's just injuries, bro. When you get to that corner position, when you start getting up in age, bro, your speed once you
Right.
start slowing down and you become injury prone, and then it's you're not even worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? You did 12 to 15 years in the league, like that's the uh,
Listen,
over
I'm
10 is
I'm
good.
always the guy that subscribes to the notion that the DB is the more athletic out of the two, the wide receiver and the DB. Because the
Mm-hmm.
He has
DB
to
has to
be.
make cuts and reads based off your movements. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
wide receiver already knows what his route is before he goes out there.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Your pickup speed, your cover speed got to be tremendous. Like or your ball hand, or ball hawking abilities, man. Like even with like I think we talked about Revis one day. Like he wasn't faster than nothing, but he knew how to jam you off your spot, and then he knew how to recover. Like it was like he just get a little speed burst, but he wasn't the
Right.
fastest 40 or nothing like that. Like some cats just know how to. They got their technique down
You
to
gotta
where they rely on technique.
right, right. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's I mean it's okay.
It's still athletic ability regardless. It's just that
Right.
they got it mastered more than a wide receiver does. Because like you said, they gotta be reactionary. Like a wide receiver, no, I'm about to do 10 and then I'm a break out. The cornerback gotta either read his body language and try to anticipate what he's gonna do, or he's gonna have to pick up the slack once the receiver breaks on his route and be
Right.
able to break the ball. So yeah, you gotta be a lot more reactionary and you gotta be more athletic to react in that time frame.
I agree 1,000%. And I was just gonna say like what I guess what had me on stuck was I was wondering if I've ever seen a cornerback in the league that was equally as athletic as they could read a play?
Deion Sanders.
I don't know.
I don't have
He's
to
up
watch the game
there.
tape.
He's up there. He's up there.
I haven't
But I
watched the game
think I
tape.
would give him a little bit more athleticism. I mean, he'd have to be one of the closest.
I'll say him. Pure corners. I'll say Deion. What was his name? Darryl Green back in the days that played on Washington and stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
Brent.
was athleticism too, though. He was just speed. He was the
what
fastest man
about-
in the league for a while.
Maybe like a Champ Belly.
Champ Bailey, Ty Laws ish.
Yeah.
What's your boy that played on defense? He played on Atlanta Falcons. Last name Hall.
He said last name what?
Not DeAndre.
Hall.
Not
There's two of them.
Yeah,
One was D'Angelo, and what was the other one?
the hell? I know
DeAndre?
D'Angelo Hall, and maybe that was D'Angelo Hall who I was thinking of.
I don't know who I'm thinking of.
I think it might be D'Angelo. I thought D'Angelo was a running back though.
Oh yeah,
I don't
D'Angelo
know.
was. It was something like I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
He been on some talk shows. They bring him on ESPN sometimes and stuff like that, and he'll talk. But I know he ended up playing in Washington for a while too. I want to say at some point in his career.
I think so too.
But the
I
whole
think so,
thing that brought me down that road is just from playing the corner position, and even working with my little cousins and shit. You don't come across somebody that actually looks at the entire situation. Okay, it's third and what down. These are the routes that are most commonly thrown. Wide receivers lining up with this inside foot out. Hands, like you got to look at all those things and put it into account. I'm this far from the first down.
Mm-hmm.
I got to check the way he comes out of his route. All that with your athleticism, I don't feel like there's a lot of corners that are doing that. I mean, your boy is making a run for the money. I got to give him peas. Trayvon Hill.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or not,
Trayvon Hill.
what's his name? Trayvon Diggs. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, your boy
mixing up
Diggs.
names.
Slaughter.
He's making a run for it because he reads. That boy reads.
Slaughterhouse.
I think
That's his new nickname. That's his nickname. Slaughterhouse. Everybody who comes around him gets killed.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with him. But there's not a lot of corners like that.
Nah, very few. It's a hard position. Last person I thought about as far as like a good, solid, like pure corner. I mean, was like a Josh Norman, man. When I liked him on Carolina.
Yeah, Josh Norman was a lockdown.
Yeah.
I liked him pretty. It was pretty tough.
But I guess I went on that tangent to say what we were saying was Carson Wentz was moving the ball way too easily against your Ravens.
I agree. That's definitely a flaw.
Right. They're going to have to figure something out on the defensive end to go as far as they have the potential to go. Because potentially I could see him making the bowl. Potentially. But that takes a lot of tweaks and changes you got to make in order to get there.
For sure. I agree.
When they get healthy.
You said what?
I said, imagine when they get healthy, they still don't got the Bateman dude that they drafted. I mean, they lost 2-3 running backs. Yeah. And honestly, man, Lamar, he's looking like how he looked in Louisville, like for real. Like
right.
That's how he was playing in college though, like for real. He really was doing that in college. Now he's just brought the whole game to the NFL level now, because he was picking apart people in college. He threw when he won the Heisman, he threw for hella yards and ran for hella yards, and now he's doing that now.
Right.
Dude, just keep on adding to his game, man. That's what the greats do, though, man. When they got something that they're not good at, everybody critique them on it. All right, cool. I got something for you. I'll be back.
Listen,
and you just keep on at it.
86% completion percentage, 442 and 4 touchdowns.
43 passes, man. That's a lot. 37 completed. I mean, I haven't seen too many stat lines like that in a little minute.
I gotta just shut the fuck up about him.
That's 43 passes, like 43 attempts. Like
That's
a lot.
I've been very critical of Lamar, and I just gotta shut the fuck up at this point.
Our boy
I just don't see
balling,
how
bro.
y'all didn't see it beforehand. Like y'all didn't see this.
He's my team. I already knew it was. I knew it was.
You didn't see this.
I didn't
knew
see
it,
the pocket presence that he had in that game. I was just amazed at his game in that game. I was amazed. And I just didn't see that before. I always saw him bail on a pocket. You know what I mean? A pocket collapse, he's taking off. But that game, he stood in it while his guards were like almost closing in on his shoulder pass. And he was like, nope, the route's breaking. I got it. When it's clear field in front of you, but he knew, no, I'm going to stay here and then I'm going to let it go. That's a quarterback.
That's like what we was talking about before, like him relying too much on his athleticism. Right. So now you can see that he's like, because at the end of the day, man, you can't keep running like that. I mean, you can because he's good at it because he knows how to avoid taking that big hit.
It takes one.
But only, you're right. It only takes one, and you might never be the same after that. So I'm glad to see him doing that, man, because he's breaking a lot of the stereotypes, man, for these new young black quarterbacks that's going to be coming in the league, man, that's going to be dual threats. Like, imagine if he would have ran that 40 and said, I'm going to just be a wide receiver. He's like, nah, I'm cool.
Right.
So I'm he's like one of the people, regardless of what, I root for him because he's like, he wanted to break that mold. Like, nah, y'all not about to box me in and try to make me something that I know I'm not. Like, this is what I am, man. He proving everybody wrong.
And you could have put him in any position. Let's be honest. If they did put him at wide receiver, he'd have been burning motherfuckers too.
He's one of the fastest in the league. One of the fastest in the league. They didn't run his 40, but when you see that man take off, bro, you only see his jersey number. That's it.
Right, his steps. Like, even when he's surrounded, it's like they are 3 steps slower than him. He still has time to get out.
It's crazy.
He might just be quick. I don't know. Do we know that he's one of the fastest in the league? Because he could just be quick, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense.
I mean,
I would.
And I'm not going to give him fastest in the league. I'm going to give him quick. And I do think he is fast, but not fastest in the league.
I mean,
that's a tall order. Fastest. I'm going to say tall order. But I would put money up.
Fast quarterback?
I would put money. Oh, definitely fastest quarterback. I put money up. He's top 10 fastest in the league.
I'm giving top 5. There's only I can name about 4.
Close.
I can name about 4. I got Cheetah. I got Cheetah's 1. I got your boy. Your boy D. Definitely got Metcalf in there. That boy be chasing people down 90 yards away. That's pretty damn impressive. I got Metcalf. I got your boy. Who else? But there's some dude. I mean, there's some cookers out there. You know what I'm saying?
I would put him top 10. I don't know top 5. He could possibly be top 5, but I'm definitely putting him top 10.
I mean, your boy Derrick Henry be moving pretty quick, and that boy's heavy as hell.
Right.
So, and he's solid. So
that dude is
no one can catch him either.
Man. He's a whole nother monster to be that big and be able to run away from people.
That fast.
Listen,
curtains.
What's the name? Chubb. Chubb had a breakaway run in this past game. I said, that motherfucker go, don't he? I didn't know you went like that.
Him and Zach Moss. I like Zach Moss too.
Out of Buffalo.
I think. Yeah, I think Kareem Hunt and Chubb is like that's the best running back tandem in the league, though, for real. Like
it is.
You really got that's 1 and 1A, really, like because Kareem Hunt is a starting running back on anybody's team.
Right.
And Chubb is.
But I'm happy he's on our team.
Go ahead, Britt.
Y'all caught him for the steal.
Yeah, they both great too.
Yeah.
I like Chubb a little more, but they both great.
I like Chubb.
They're
too.
both
He's
great,
versatile.
and I like that they're both great in their own ways. They're not like similar great, if that makes sense. They don't run the same at all.
They both run as hard as each other, though.
They're both great running backs, but they don't have similar running styles. And I think that is why it works so well because, the defense will get used to how Chubb runs. They may know, hey, he's coming through this hole.
Right.
But when Hunt gets in there, it's a different way that he goes through the hole. And I love how we switch it up because they really would have a hard time preparing for both.
Like they competing with each other, not like in like a friendly competition kind of way, and I like that.
I don't get that vibe from them, believe it or not. I do. No, I get the vibe that
not like they're at each other. They're probably boys, but I'm sure they talk shit in the locker room. Like, yeah, what about that 75? The 50?
I think it looked like a still sharpening steel kind of situation there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hold on, you did that? All right, cool. Hold on, watch this. Watch what I do right now. That kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure. I was gonna say it's almost like if you got like a gym partner, and your gym partner go up in weight, and you got love for your gym partner, y'all friends or whatever. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going up in weight too. Like, that's the vibe. That's the vibe that I get. I don't get no type of jealousy. I don't sense any type of jealousy or hate when they run, and I don't sense like they feel like, man, if I gotta make sure that I do better than him. I feel like they both are going out there to be the best and win. And that's their only goal. I don't think I don't feel like they are competing.
Maybe I'm just thinking of it from my perspective, because I know that could be my best friend, and I'll be like, bruh, step your yards up. You see,
step your yards up, little buddy.
Last game. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it'd be more like friendly, kind of like talking shit, more like coming at somebody neck is just like, ain't no different than if you playing somebody in 2K, y'all talking shit to each other. It's competition, but it's not like, what I'm saying, like, oh, I'm ready to fight you if if I lose kind of thing.
Nah.
But I think that they both I don't get that. I think that they both are smart enough to know that both of them being on the same team is actually prolonging both of their careers and life shelf, because they're not taking, like, both of them taking the amount of carries that they get is, keeping their career going longer. Because somebody get Nick Chubb and be like, well, yeah, he played a lot, but he still was sharing snaps versus just being a one premier back like a Adrian Peterson was or something.
Right. That's a great point.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah, nobody wants to be that workhorse.
No, they do want to be the workhorse. They just can't be the workhorse. Like, not a lot of running backs can produce in that way. Like, Adrian Peterson used to be able to do. Like, they want that shine all to themselves. Trust me. I guarantee Ezekiel Elliott does not want to share carries with Pollard right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now, but I guarantee there was a time where he was like, these motherfuckers is running me too goddamn much. They don't pay me enough.
Absolutely not.
Situation.
I bet. I think that's why he held out and stayed on the beach for so long, because he was like, nah, I'm not coming back unless I'm getting paid, bro. That's not happening.
No, I understand wanting to get paid, because you are, it's a dangerous game.
Mike just said the league doesn't protect backs like they do QBs, but
I
agree, but I don't think they should, though. I don't think you can. You can't protect a running back. You're a bowling ball.
Right.
Literally.
Don't hit them. Like, is he talking about like how they can get hit, or what are we talking about, or just like the respect
that's a factual
of getting paid,
or
what?
You can protect. I don't think there's a way to protect the running back. I think you just do it.
I would say it's hard more so getting paid.
Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, if he's talking about getting paid, I definitely understand
the
that.
pay should increase based on the league average of its position. You feel me? Because you don't have 12 to 15 years like these quarterbacks do.
No.
You got 3 to 4. So based on my 3 to 4, I should be getting paid. I'm not asking for a percentage based on what you pay the quarterback, but you definitely need to increase the amount you're giving me, because my lifespan is shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up now too, because you don't got like we were just talking about with the premier backs. Like back in the days, you had one running back, really, like that one guy. You had your Barry Sanders, your Emmitt Smith, your Walter Paytons and stuff like that. Now it's more running back by committee, man. Like you got to figure the last people really was like a Adrian Peterson or like Le'Veon Bell. Them years with the Steelers and stuff. Like now, you're gonna get, you dudes don't got to pay running backs that much, because you could get one in the 3rd round, 4th round, like when
a good one too.
Like the Cowboys with DeMarco Murray, like they ain't have to pay him, and he was hella productive, and then they slapped into somebody else, and they was productive too. Like
the Cardinals.
Connor.
David.
He was the last selection of the draft.
Right.
And look at him now.
Right.
He was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the
He was
Steelers didn't want to pay
okay.
him, so he
He
went and
was
got
good
the
to be the
money.
last pick.
But
Last
he
pick,
was
you don't even expect him to make the team.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Man, he put up very similar numbers to Le'Veon Bell that first year when Le'Veon Bell sat down the whole year for the contract
did.
stuff. And James Conner, he was like, that dude really was putting up very similar numbers to what Le'Veon Bell was doing, catching and running. And he was doing it for a fraction of the price.
You had to make you gotta make a name for yourself. The running backs coming on them rookie. Yeah, you gotta come in and
he's a decent running back now. I think about it, but he ain't like high grade.
Nah, he ain't.
No, not at all. Not at all. But granted, like to Callie's point, when you can get somebody like that as the last pick of the draft, that lets people know you're not looking for running backs. You're just not looking at them like that.
And look at for perfect example, which is going to make the running back pay go down even more. It's like a Saquon Barkley situation. People look at that. People look at that. And they just like, man, like,
get that man some milk.
He can't get Saquon some milk. The field.
He need county fields.
He gonna bring the pay
get
down
him some milk, man. You know he
unfortunate, but
I almost wonder if, like, because I feel like Saquon is probably extremely strong. We've seen his legs; they're ridiculous. Like, is he just putting too much strain on his body?
Is he overdoing it, like training?
Right.
Yeah. That could be it.
Yeah.
That could be it, especially because
maybe trying
of
to
injury.
do too much on his runs.
Maybe maybe it's rehabbing. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. Nobody follows rehab. I remember, I know I'm not an athlete, but I remember being in rehab like, nah, we going to do a little bit more weight today. And they be like, yeah, all right, now only if you feel. And I'll be like, yeah, I feel we're going to do more weight today. And,
just
sometimes, right, and then sometimes you be after, like, I shouldn't have did more weight. I shouldn't have did it. And he might be in that situation where it's like, because I didn't have anything to come back from. You know what I mean? But when your check is on the line, fuck that, more weight today. I got to get back on that field tomorrow.
Then he's in the New York market where, they always, that New York market is so crazy. Yeah, man. They was just, I was listening to Sports Talk today, and dude that he was on the show for Mike Green, but he covers like the Jets. He's our game guy. And he was saying how, like, you don't hear nothing about Trevor Lawrence and how his stats is all messed up, but you hear everything about Zach Wilson because he's in New York. Like, it's the market. Let's say Saquon Barkley playing out there, it's even more added pressure because you always got the news media all the time, on your back. Whereas in some of the smaller markets, the pressure isn't as much. So he probably was overexerting himself trying to get back. Or if he on the field and he just trying to do too much extra and then end up getting hurt behind it.
It ain't that because you ain't been on the field enough.
Wait, question. Have they announced how long he's out? I
think it's like 3 weeks or something like that. I don't think it's a long time. It wasn't season ending, but I gotta look that up. I'm not sure if it's the same injury. But I know it definitely wasn't season ending. It wasn't nothing like that.
Right, it's his ankle or it's a joint injury this time. Back. Last time it was a hamstring. He had like a pulled hamstring or something.
So one thing we haven't seen because of all his injuries, and we didn't see it in the first 4 games that he played in, we didn't see him break free. We didn't see that glimpse of Saquon for the long run. Like we didn't see we didn't see him outrunning people. We really just didn't see that. So if he can't get back to that, it's a wrap for him.
Well, that's a good point, and I definitely agree. But that almost leads me to believe that you're correct as far as overexerting yourself, because if you coming back and you have a lot less than that first step you used to have, you probably came back a little too early.
And he was out a whole year.
He was out last year, wasn't
he? Yeah, that and the whole preseason. Like he ain't touched the ball during preseason.
I wouldn't even risk him touching the ball during preseason.
Injury, like a torn hamstring, something like that, that'll nag you for a while.
Right.
They say it usually takes up to 2 years.
Right. Even when you fully recover, you can still hit it a certain way to be like, ooh, shit. Fuck that up.
Has he gotten paid yet? Has he gotten his payday yet?
No.
Ooh, that's the problem.
Oh, that's bad.
He's automatically dropped down to mid-tier running back.
That's bad. He hasn't gotten his payday.
His best bet might be a franchise tag at this point, honestly.
Yeah,
at least he'll get a little bit more guaranteed money, but you won't get that long haul money. But they're not gonna commit to him long haul.
I think next year would be his fourth, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, next year would be his fourth.
And then he's like number 2 in the draft. So the amount of money that they would have to give him is quarterback, not quarterback money, but it's high-end running back money without the production and the injuries at the number 2 pick, so you figure they probably a franchise
he's getting
tag.
Released is what you saying, Callie?
I think he's gonna get franchise tagged, if anything. I don't think they're gonna exercise his 5th-year option. They might franchise tag him and then go from there or something.
Right.
But with the injuries and the when they took him out in the draft, I just don't see them giving him no extension.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You gotta at this point, you kind of gotta give me multiple years of healthy seasons. You know what I mean? Like I need 2 healthy seasons from you to know.
I can't see him doing it.
And let's think about it. We just talked about a running back's lifespan: 3 to 4 to 5, no more than 5. This would be your 5th year. Well, I mean, I'm saying next year is your 4th year. So if you give me 2 healthy seasons, that's your 5th year. So why would we then give you a payday if you're already expired?
I don't think that. I mean, in his particular case, now if he's healthy, like I don't feel like his days are like he's on the decline yet. I feel like he can still do some stuff, but I just feel like if he can't give me a season, or if he can't give you 2 seasons, you're not going to get 2 seasons out of Saquon Barkley. Like one of those, he's going to be injured. So that to me is like the biggest issue. Right. Like he can't give me 2 seasons. I can't pay you. You can't give me 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like
in the chat, he said, I didn't mean to cut you off. He said, not uncommon for a major muscle injury to turn into a smaller group injury. So that makes sense. Because if it was his knee and you had a hamstring injury, that's all connected.
Yeah.
I thought it was his ankle, but I don't know.
No, I think it was something like that. It wasn't a knee injury this time. It was something like, he rolled his ankle. Remember, he stepped on old dude's foot, wasn't looking. Okay. And rolled his ankle real bad.
Right.
Like a high ankle sprain, possibly.
I forget what they was calling it. They weren't calling it a high ankle sprain.
Malcolm said Saquon the new D Rose. Well, D Rose redeemed himself. There's a
D Rose still playing. I hope. I mean, he could easily be the D Rose. Like he can come back and do it. You know what I'm saying? And do his thing still. Like that's the thing. Like this year could be a bust, but next year might not be a bust for him. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, there was a time where we was putting him like he was up there. As far it was like, hey, it was either him or Ezekiel Elliott.
The new running back messiah that hit the league, and he just could not walk on what the motherfucker couldn't walk on turf.
Right.
Listen. But
I know that GM for the Giants is gonna get fired soon between Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Them picks, that's gonna get him fired in the long run.
I wish him the best. Now let's move on.
I'll say short run.
Let's hit you, Callie. Let's hit these Falcons Jets. Now, me, you, and Malk was wrong. We all went Jets on it. And
why?
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked that because in
my mind, momentum of the last week before.
You said what?
I think it was momentum from us beating Tennessee.
Definitely
kind of looked like we was gonna turn the curve with the offense, but our offense
had something to do with it. But to answer your question, Britt, my reasoning was since it was a London game and the game started at 8:30, it would kind of simulate an early game scrimmage. And I felt like the younger built team would, wake up quicker to fulfill that, than the older Falcons team. But that just was not the case. They got started late. They got started late, I will say that. But
not to mention the injuries too. Remember, y'all was thinking about the injuries because you had Ridley was out and Gage was out.
Ridley been out. When's the last Ridley ain't played since what? Maybe week 1? If he even played, if he even played then. Like he's been out for a while though.
And the Falcons ain't been that good either.
But the thing about the Falcons, to me, the Falcons play to their competition.
They do.
Unlike the Jets. So that if I was on the show last week, I would have picked Atlanta because I feel like the Falcons, even though they're not winning, I'll pick right. You'll see. Even though they're not winning, I feel like they play to their to who they're playing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like they kind of had that edge over the Jets. I just don't feel like the Jets are good.
Right.
So I would have went with Atlanta. Like, watch this week. I don't know who Atlanta plays, but watch, they're going to be in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be like a 0 to 40 type game. Like, it's going to be, they're going to,
It depends on what Matt Ryan you get, though, too. Because you get, there's multiple Matt Ryans, and the Matt Ryan that showed up in London looked all right. Yeah, I was looking like that nigga.
Matty Ice. That was Matty Ice.
He got a couple more years left in that motherfucker right there.
And you got to think, too, the funny thing about it is, like, our defensive coordinator came from Atlanta. So these looks that we were showing, Matt Ryan went against in practice for the last 5 years. So, yeah, of course he was carving up that zone because he's seeing this shit in practice all the time, literally. Like, so, and then on top of that, I mean, really, we could have won the game. Like, we started coming back. It's just we don't wake up until the second quarter. Like, we are the worst first half team in the league, literally. Offensive coordinator, man, he is terrible. Like, he's not calling the plays that are going to be comparable to Zach Wilson's strengths. He's just like, oh, these are my plays. Like, instead of trying to, make his plays fit the strengths of his quarterback, he wants his quarterback to fit his plays. And that's any good offensive coordinator is not going to do that.
Right. And
we have
I'm sorry, go ahead. What you saying?
I'm going to say, yeah, man, when your defense is on the field 85% of the game, you know what I'm saying? Even if your defense is solid, they're going to get gas, man. Like, the offense just isn't giving them nothing. We're not getting any first down, so we're not switching the position on the field, and we're not giving them a rest off the field. So it was just, yeah.
That's to be expected, though, with a young team like that. But you are right about the offensive coordinator, though, because what I noticed is they do a lot of rollouts with Wilson. And I noticed when they roll him out and he gets that pressure off that edge right there, he gets nervous and he lets the ball go crazy. And that's where those interceptions come from. And they keep...
How many interceptions did he have this week is the question.
Just one.
Just one this week.
Just one.
And that's why you can't win.
Yeah, and then
because of the one interception or what? What are you saying?
Because his turnovers, he cannot. I remember the one game he had four interceptions. As a quarterback in the league, you cannot. It's hard because you got to think about that extra possession. The team could score up to 8 points on you.
Well, I wanna. Continue your.
All I'm saying is this, Cliff. The more interceptions and the more negative things go against you because the momentum of the game shifts.
Right.
You throw a pick, they run down the field to score. Now you're discouraged. Now you second guess yourself as a quarterback unless you're a veteran. You know what I mean? Like a Tom Brady or somebody who has time.
There you go.
See, Zach Wilson he's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's not used to this.
Added what I needed in there.
Yeah.
Another reason why you guys should have picked Atlanta to beat the Jets. Matt Ryan has experience.
Well, you're right. You're correct. And we got Mike in the building, everybody who's on audio. But just a quick argument to Les's statement is this era of NFL is run and gun. Damn near every quarterback is ending the game with one interception.
Right. So I got something for you. Go ahead. I got something.
So when you said the thing that you added in there that brought me back to life was when you said he's not a veteran quarterback. Because you look at the veterans, even them, they're throwing an interception a game in a lot of situations.
Which is enough for Cliff. Which is enough for Cliff to fire Derek Carr, by the way.
Well, no, Derek Carr has consistently been throwing interceptions since the beginning of his career.
All right.
This
is my last argument on not argument, but one of the things I want to talk about as far as like with the Jets and the losing and stuff. So Zach Wilson, statistically, statistically, Zach Wilson is way worse from play action. Reason being is he's a rookie, like you said. So that time that he has to turn his back to the defense to fake the handoff because it's the third offense. That's like the milliseconds he could be scanning the defense for the post snap
read.
So what happens is he turns around. The reads is different than what he expected it to be. He didn't get a chance to see the defense formulate. So now he's like, what you see, nervous, or he's chucking the ball, stuff like that. But the offensive coordinator isn't giving him no help on top of that with the play calling. Like, if dude is better off script, or if he's better at certain things, just cater to that. Like, why not? I just don't get it, man.
But I mean,
we get it, Callie. Your issue is with the offensive coordinator.
He fucking sucks.
I'm not
Get him
saying
out of here, right?
I don't get it. I'm saying I don't get it as far as like what this coordinator's calling. I'm not saying y'all don't get it. I'm saying I don't get it as far as that dude. He's frustrating me with his calls. And then, you know, by the time the second half comes, when he's doing the more unscripted stuff, that's when things look better. So it goes to show that, you know, your first 2-3 drives are scripted for the most part. And those are the worst drives that we have of the game. That's when we go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
And y'all
so obviously, whatever this dude is scripted.
Y'all defense
Our
ain't
defense
showing
is
up
good.
either.
Our defense, they been playing good.
Y'all the only team in the league that ain't got a pick. Not one pick.
But look at our overall defense, though. Look at our overall rankings. Pull up the Jets' overall rankings on defense. Overall rankings
it's not translating into defensive action. You know what I mean? Like,
and we're not doing good on third down.
And a lot of it is to your point that when you're on the field 85% of the game, you're gonna get burnt. You're tired.
Yeah, defenses get tired.
Right.
I go through that right now on the high school game.
Right.
Our defense is on the field for 75% of the fucking game, and it's either because our offense scores too quickly or our offense goes 3 and out.
Oh, well, that sometimes that's the scores too quickly. That can be a problem too, but I'd much rather have that problem than not scoring at all.
No doubt, but that's the problem. It's one or the other. Either it's a big fucking play, or we're right back on we're back on the field, or it's 3 and out, and we're right back on the field.
And Callie's point, some of that's play calling too. Because if you know you got the upper hand, you can afford to burn the clock a bit. Couple run plays, and then let's get back going, and as opposed to keep gunning it down their throat.
You got to be able to run the ball consistently first.
Amen.
But now that Mike has hopped on, let's hop into this game because I have an interesting question. Let's bring up Count Drago and the Bills and the Chiefs. You mean
Air Allen? You mean Air Allen and the Bills?
The Bills look like Drago from Rocky right now. They're looking like they're taking heads off.
They smacking everybody right now.
You know.
Britt.
They are murdering people.
Baker Mayfield was doing the shit that Josh Allen was doing.
Josh Allen.
240-pound fullback fucking hurdling people.
Listen, and outrunning motherfuckers. They had a corner blitz in that game. They had a corner blitz from the outside that he read and took off late and still outran the corner around the edge. I was like, oh my gosh.
He is a fucking man, dude.
We know he's a running quarterback. Like, we know that. What?
But did you know that he could also fly?
Listen, we talked about this a while back, and we were talking about running quarterbacks, and I was like, you got to put Josh Allen up there.
Right.
He's a running quarterback. He had a touchdown almost every game from running it in himself. So
did you see the perfect hurdle form? Is what
I didn't see that. I didn't see that crap.
It wasn't brittle ass Saquon Barkley hurdle. He kind of did a varsity.
He's also a 240-pound.
He put him all the way out there.
But it
Fred
was
Eagle.
Nice.
Are you
okay?
It was nice though. He got the first.
And I saw the Bills' entire season flash before my eyes while he was in the air.
Right, because
right.
He better not try it again.
Yeah, no.
Because somebody is going.
Yeah, he was feeling.
Shout out to the Juggernaut Bills. Shout out to the Juggernaut.
He was feeling it when he took that read option into the end zone himself from 8 yards out. Yeah, and he ran it like a fullback would straight into the. I said, "Oh, he's feeling it on his leg." So that hurdle was par for the cause.
It was charging up. His meter kept going up. It's like, I'm gonna do it. And the thing that was a turning point in the game, though.
Right.
Like, if he doesn't get that first down, all the momentum's on Kansas City's side of that. Like, we have fucking put ourselves in a hole, have had penalty after penalty after penalty that has backed us up, And then he does that, and that's game. Like from that point on, the game was over.
Patty threw 2. One was Tyreek's fault. And that
Micah
interception.
Hyde. And Micah Hyde, who I wanted us to trade last year. My hat's off to you, sir.
Oh, look at you. He don't want it. He don't want your hat off.
That was an interception, sir. There was no roughing the passer on that play, and for some reason they was like, bring it back.
But they did. But they had 2 plays like that. So the Chiefs had one earlier on Ed Oliver, who was already down, or not Ed Oliver, but whatever his fucking name is. He was already down. Like he was already falling forward when the ball was released, and they called the roughing the passer. The one that they called later on Josh Allen, it was the exact same fucking shit. It was a retaliation thing. It was like, we called it this way for this one. We have to call it this way for this one.
That's fucked up.
Either one of them should have been
consistency
called.
thing.
Right. No, I agree.
To be clear, neither one of them should have been called.
Right. There were a lot of flags this week.
Oh, dude. And
there were a lot of flags this week.
This is the problem with football right now. And I saw it at the high school level too. Like I am so sick and tired of officials dictating games right now.
Right.
And it's at all levels. Like had another fucking targeting call, or no, it was an illegal crackback call in the high school game I coached on Friday. Kid got in front of him, got his hands up, and leveled the kid.
Right.
That is not an illegal crackback. If your hands are up and you simply knock him off his feet,
right.
The thing that pissed me off was the official didn't even see it. The official saw the reaction of the player.
Lead with your shoulder or your helmet, you led
right.
with your hands.
But the official didn't even see the fucking hit. The official saw the kid down on the ground and our guy standing over him. And what happened was the kid got decleated by a legal hit,
right.
And his head snapped off the turf.
That's what you get.
That's what happened.
Neck drills. Put your 45 weights on and get
your shit and learn how to fall.
What are you talking about?
He got penalized for look violent more so than the actual technique of it.
It's a lot of that going on nowadays, though.
It's
like just good hits
like
are getting penalized.
They hit us with a rough in the pass call on Matt Ryan. Like that was so weak, man. Like he didn't even drive him into the ground. Like he tackled him, but he kept his hands up.
Yeah.
So he didn't put all his weight on him. They still called it on. And that was like one of those plays.
I should be able to lay on you if I hit you.
I mean, yeah, he hit him right in the square in the chest.
Your line needs to
that was
protect
like
you.
one of them.
Right.
Now, that was one of them. It was third down. They threw an incompletion. Next thing you know, they first down, 15-yard penalty.
I think I know
back down
exactly
to 50.
So to come back, I'll agree that I think it was Micah Hyde's interception, that the pick six that was probably Tyree Hill's fault.
Yeah, the one that bounced off his arm.
I again would like to make an apology to, I believe his name is Gregory Rousseau, who I was pissed that they took a defensive end in the first round, and that is a rookie defensive end that fucking bumped the ball to himself and then took the interception. I don't know that I've seen that in the league in a long time.
I was impressed by that.
The D lineman who bats the ball and then tips it to himself.
I did see that. I was impressed by that. That was a rookie.
That was rookie defensive end, Mr. Rousseau. Hats off to you, sir.
And can we stop hyping these Bills up? Who y'all playing?
Hold on. The Bills going all the way this year.
We have two night games back to back. We've got the Titans on Monday Night Football.
Loss.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I didn't even write that down for our predictions. Probably because it was Monday. I didn't go to Monday. I just went to Sunday.
Oh, and they had back-to-back night games because the league understands that the Bills bring in the audience.
Right.
No, they don't.
And the Jets got a bye for playing in London.
That was just for you, Britt.
No, they don't.
Meanwhile, Cleveland's playing like a Thursday night game, right? That's where they put the trash. You got to put the
Stop it. We've been playing around. We've been playing about 4:30 on Sundays. On our way to the 8 o'clock game.
I understand.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to say about that Falcons-Jets game. Kyle Pitts did his thing. 9 receptions, 119 yards, with 1 touchdown, and it's kind of high.
From Penn State.
Yeah, from not Penn State.
One from
Florida.
Florida.
Right. Yeah, Kyle Pitts was from Florida. Yeah.
But
I feel like we should only give the Jets about 2 minutes worth of conversation. They suck.
Hey,
we should.
We be on ESPN all the time.
I just think it's
Stop it.
cool.
You shouldn't be.
You and the dude that Josh Allen hurdled.
You mean New York be? You mean they be?
The Mayfield shouldn't be on all them commercials neither, but you don't hear me saying nothing.
Oh yes, he does. Yes, he does
he
deserve
does.
to be on those.
I don't think he should be on autumn commercials.
He's the 25th best quarterback in the league.
What
All I
about
can think
Saquon
about-
Barkley with the new Gillette boy?
He needs it. We already talked about his contract. Let him have
He
it.
does need some
Let
money.
Saquon have that, please.
No, the one
give him
that-
some.
The one that everybody needs to be questioning right now is because he's in every fucking commercial for every fucking product across
Trevor?
multiple different industries. No. Fucking Pat Mahomes, dude. Dude was in every commercial during the breaks on Sunday night.
Oh, really?
Maybe he should have been doing less commercials and more working on routes with his.
Listen, man, he's been looking.
State Farm.
He's
He got
been
all of
looking
them.
a little wobbly this year. His balls are not crispy like they usually. They've been
Many commercials, man.
dunkish. His shit's like go like this. That's why it bounced off
I know
Tyreek's
about it.
arm because he was like, God damn, that looked like a punt.
I mean, if they was getting
They
in
look
there
like
though,
they-
they was.
No, it hit his arm. He should have caught it, but yeah, no,
They
I
look
just
like
thought
they
it
in
was
trouble.
cool that Kyle Pitts got his first TD in London. He can say, I got my first. You'll remember that. You know what I mean? My first touchdown in London.
Yeah, that's
You
I
won't
got
forget
one
that.
question for y'all.
What's that?
Since we talked about Kansas City, we obviously know the Bills are juggernauts, but is Kansas City? They're 2-3 right now. Or is the Kansas City era over? Is it
No.
over?
Oh,
Is
they've
it
got-
over?
in fairness to them, they had a couple of key injuries during the game. They also, I think, are banged up. And honestly, at the end of the day, and the announcers, this was actually something intelligent the TV announcer said, which was weird because usually they don't. Teams have learned that if they bracket Hill, they can cover anybody else one-on-one.
Well, they learned that
Problem
last year.
Why didn't they
in,
tell the Bills? I'm sorry. Why didn't they tell Cleveland then? Why didn't they tell
That's
us?
because Cleveland just, Cleveland doesn't like to listen.
They learned that last year in the conference finals when they shut his ass all the way down.
AFC title game?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
He did well. He did well in the AFC title game.
Was it
It's
that?
over.
Nah, I think that was it.
It might have been against the Browns the week before.
Okay, that
They
might
shut
be
him
what I was
down,
thinking
but
of.
The Bills gave up way too much to him.
That might be what I was thinking of then.
I feel like we can never count Patrick Mahomes out.
No, you can't.
You
so, I
But I
mean,
do
right
I think
now,
they're in trouble. Brother.
All right, go
I
ahead.
don't think they done.
you think they're in trouble? I don't think they're in trouble. I think
I
they're
think
going
they're in
to be
trouble.
right back in the playoffs.
They
The
gonna be in
only
the
reason I
playoffs,
say I
but-
think they're in trouble is because the Chargers right now. Like I can see Kansas City being a wild card because I don't think they're gonna win that division. I think the Chargers are gonna win that division. I just got a feeling the Chargers are gonna win that division this year, and they would have to be a wild card and just play on the road. Kansas City, that's a major home field advantage as far as crowd noise and momentum and stuff like that. So
It is.
Let's see.
And honestly, I think Mahomes is just banged up and he's a little rattled. I mean, you got to imagine the dude has been pretty unstoppable. And teams, and we see this with good quarterbacks that have a solid year. The next year, teams start to figure him out.
But
And
they
so
did. It
I
took
think
them a
that's
couple
what
of
he's
years
going
with
through.
him.
They did. No, completely agree. But I think that teams have started to figure him out. And I think, honestly, their defense is down a little bit this year because their defense
agree.
last year locked down the Bills from start to finish in the AFC title game. Nobody had a reception. Now, the Bills went out and got Emmanuel Sanders back. They got Dawson Knox started coming up. Like, they have learned to distribute the ball to somebody other than Diggs and Beasley, which helped them against Kansas City. I think that's part of the issue is I think their defense is down versus where it was.
Right. No, I agree.
I mean,
I heard somebody say, "Hold on, go ahead."
Nah.
what's up?
What would you say?
No, I was gonna say I heard someone say. A lot of people are sleeping on this. They're missing Sammy Watkins. They don't have that next receiver that can create space. And like you said, all you got to do is shut down Tyreek Hill, and that's it. That's one of the key losses they had was Sammy Watkins. Until they get like another receiver that can really create space and take some of the pressure off of Tyreek Hill, they're gonna have a lot more difficulties. I ain't even gonna say because they're not moving the ball. They're still doing 30 a game. So
they're
I disagree with that. I don't think that Sammy Watkins was much of a factor because we all know Sammy Watkins is injury prone. He was not consistently on the field. I mean, he was out. So he was probably out half the season. He might be in for 2 weeks, then he's out for 3, come back for 2 games, and he's out for another 3. Like there was no consistency there. So for him, in my opinion, to be that much of a factor, I think that they might just have a slow start, kind of like Green Bay. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to be right back where they were before. Like you said, they may not beat the Chargers out, but I still think that they're going to be in the playoffs. They just might not have that home field advantage.
That wild card race in the AFC is going to be interesting because
It's going to be tough.
I mean, my gut is that's going to end up being Kansas City and Cleveland unless Cleveland knocks off the Ravens at the end of the season.
Ain't happening.
Unless you mean win? Come on,
not happening.
Well,
Stop
listen,
it.
Well, listen.
You know I'm not a big Lamar
we're
fan.
knocking-
I expect Cleveland to knock them
Well,
off.
listen.
we're going to
But-
knock off all of them.
Well, listen. The best thing that could have ever happened to Vegas just happened to Vegas.
That's not the best thing that could ever happen to
Get
Vegas.
Gruden out of there. How long have I been saying get Gruden's ass out?
3 seasons.
Carter's ass out.
At
Nobody
least
wanted that traitor back in the first place, and now he just proved that he was what we thought he was.
he was.
Yeah, he's
Now-
a real
Fuck
piece of
out
shit.
of there.
I don't
What you saying,
know.
Mike?
All I was gonna say is cancel culture in general is a little rough for folks right now. I mean, they try to cancel my man Dave too.
You can't cancel Dave for telling
No,
the truth.
no, there'll be none of that. No canceling the guy.
I honestly, this is another conversation. I need to. Can we sit down one day and really decide who's doing the canceling? I want to be
Yes.
able to name this group.
Right.
So
You
what
know
I
what
would
I'm
like
saying?
to say, Cliff been trying to cancel people since we started this entire network. So
Listen,
I don't know how successful
I
it's
ain't
been,
put
but
my targets on nobody because I ain't big
Like-
enough yet. The people I want to cancel might be with the naughty.
Man. Yeah, you gotta
I
be
just wanna
careful.
know
Once
who
the
this group
alphabet
is.
mafia on you, it's all
Fine.
bad when the
Listen.
alphabet mafia after you.
He said the alphabet mafia.
Because my thing is, if we let's say
He
we
said
ever made it
space
big,
news.
you on your own.
if
for
we
that one,
ever
man.
made it big, like the way that they going back and finding stuff, like I know they gonna find some
Oh
shit
no,
with
we
me, like it's gonna be all bad.
Mm.
Like it's gonna be all
pirate
bad.
radio and doing our own shit. 'cause
Like I feel like at
Ain't no
this
network
point nobody
touching
can like come through. Like you almost got to be like on presidential status. Like your stuff got to be squeaky clean for you to like make it to the top now and be successful without somebody trying to pull something back from your past. Hey, remember
Unless-
when you was in 8th grade and you like, oh yeah.
unless you're
You know what I'm
running
saying?
for president, and in which case you could be as fucked up as anybody.
Listen, as long as you got the money to cover up whatever the case may be, you just hope that your charges don't land you in jail, or you might end up being Jeffrey Epstein 2.0.
I would hope nobody's taking it that far, but
I'm just
you know.
saying, you know what I mean? Like the motherfucker, when you know something, and they
No.
know you know something, you better not get caught knowing something.
But
hear
you
what I'm saying?
also forgetting that he was in jail for knowing a bunch of underage girls.
Yeah.
So I don't want any of you guys to go that route.
Well,
Please
I
don't.
think it came down to who he knew that knew. You know what I mean? Who all else
Oh, no
was
doubt.
involved in that action? And they was like, listen, and we all know. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, leave that alone.
I'm not gonna
Going
say
back to
Yeah.
the Raiders.
But all I'm gonna say
No, I
is with
said-
the John Gruden stuff, I just feel like if he if it would have just stayed with the one racist remark, I think he probably could have got out of it. It was
Of
when all the
course.
other stuff came out.
Right.
Can I ask a question? Because I
thing.
didn't get to hear all his remarks. I just read the one or seen the one.
What the
So
Michelin
did
lips?
Yeah, he said the
know I'm
tire
not
lips.
the one reading it.
Is that now? Is it racist because the person was black?
Yeah, he said his
What-
lips
what-
as big as Michelin tires
Right.
But what made that racist though?
because he's white and he's talking about a
And
black dude with big
people,
lips.
I guess naturally
So
have big
that's
lips.
what I'm saying,
Full of
like-
lips.
So do you
Black
you
people know to
understand
have
where we
full
are though as a society? Like he can, like, let's say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he can't even joke about somebody of another race because, and it's automatically put as racism. Like somebody, anybody could have easily said that if the dude's lips is big and they're black, like somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like
I would like to extricate myself from this conversation.
I think he could have made it out of that. I think he could have made it out of that one thing. It was the other stuff that made that where they came down on him. Like, all right, listen, dude, you got to resign. And that was like when he called Roger Goodell, a faggot and a pussy and all this other stuff that he was saying. You know what I mean? A lot of homophobic terms, a lot of sending, just being a dude. Honestly, like for the most part, a dude, a privileged dude that's been having money for a long time, talking to his other friends that's privileged that have a lot of money.
I don't even think this is about privilege. I don't even think this is about privilege. I think he was just having guy talk. I think he was just talking like himself. And I don't even think it's about privilege. I'm not going to say that. I mean, if it was just the Michelin tires thing, I'm not going to even say that he's racist. I think that he
was about privilege. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. Like I said what I said. I don't want to talk about it. Like, what you mean? Like,
think about it. That was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago.
No, it was dating from all the way up to 2018. These were years of emails. It wasn't just one thing. From
I thought the ones about the tire. I thought the ones from the tire were from 2011.
That's what made
that was the first one. Then there's like a whole bunch of other stuff that came too. You got to read up on it.
Michael Samuels and.
I mean,
he spoke about a bunch of people.
My college coach, I think, put it the best, and this was in 2005. We live in a touchy-feely society. Y'all need to shut the fuck up. That was the direction I got in 2005 as a college football player. You cannot get away with the shit that people got away with in the 90s and the 80s, definitely not in the 70s and 60s.
I mean, I just feel like I just disagree with it. I just disagree with the sensitivity of people today. Like you're expected not to say, do, or feel any type of way. And to be honest, we just don't live in it's never existed a cookie cutter world. Like that's just not realistic. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Cliff and I have had this discussion so many times on Do Fools Agree about the fact that we coddle people today to the point where they can't handle shit. That's why you see breaks in like mental illness. That's why you see like people, and I'm not saying that that's wrong or that there are not valid reasons for those kind of things. But at the same time, the fact that we coddle people and we make all these safe spaces and like kids aren't allowed to make mistakes and all of that shit, they don't know how to fucking handle things when they're an adult. Because guess what? Not everybody gives a fuck about you. Right. And honestly, most of the time, nobody gives a fuck about you. The only person that cares about you is you.
Or
maybe your parents.
Care about you, they really care about what you can do.
And what can you do for them?
Yeah, I mean, that's the John Gruden situation. You can talk shit about motherfuckers, around you, but if you're doing something for me, I'll stay on your good graces.
I mean, that's probably what it is in their situation.
But that tire lip nigger from the Players Association, he bothers me.
Hey, the thing is, though, they put a lot of dots together with it, too. It's like certain little things like, him coming in and then, you know what I'm saying, like you fired the GM on the Raiders that was a black dude that just won GM of the year like 2 years ago, bringing this other dude because maybe you didn't want to be under a black dude. There's a lot of little stuff that came into question because of the emails.
Trading away Khalil Mack to keep fuck-ass Derek Carr to give him an extension and all
I was about to say that.
What sense did that never made? There was no, that was a nonsensical move. You give away Amari Cooper, you give away Khalil Mack, and you give an extension and a big payday to Derek Carr.
Do you think there was a racial undertone to it? Like, let me get rid of all of the strong black voices in the locker room kind of thing so he could take over and put his own imprint on the team kind of thing? Or
now, you know what?
Or just a dumb football move in general?
I wouldn't have initially thought that until you said it out loud, right? Because there were so many other players on the team that you could have gotten rid of to give him that contract and still kept your number one wide receiver and the league's number one edge rush. That doesn't make sense.
But at the same time, I don't know if I'm like 100% behind it, because was it just his decision? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he wasn't the only one making that decision. I'm sure he had to run it through somebody. Somebody had to back it, give him the go ahead. Because think about it like this: if Bruce Arians wanted to go ahead and get rid of Tom Brady right now, I'm sure somebody gonna be like, you know what? Nah, we not getting rid of Tom. So my thing is, somebody had to back him to get rid of these players, to drop Khalil Mack. Like, somebody had to give him the thumbs up. Go ahead.
They gave him a 10-year, $100 million contract. They gave him the keys to the house. Like, here, do what you want.
Yeah, they gave him full control.
He said
he brought in his GM that he wanted.
He said when he said, I won't take y'all's money if I can't turn it around myself, but I need full control to do so.
So Khalil Mack signed him to that large ass extension just to trade him the year later. Dumb as fuck. Then this man got rid of all your pieces. Aguilar, all these different people came out the woodwork. I said, what are y'all doing over there? At the time, it was still Oakland. Vegas got to that man's head. He been gambling too many chips. And he gambled away all his pieces. And now he's gambling on Carr. And now Carr, his dad, and now his son, they're Carr. See you. Bye-bye. We
gonna see. We gonna see what y'all do this week. I'm curious to see how y'all play, without him there.
Without Gruden there, I think you see less Carr without Gruden, which is I think is a good thing. I think Mariota's still injured, but I think when he comes back, you'll start seeing a little more Mariota than you did before.
You think so?
I think so for sure, because one thing you can say is, and I know he's only provided a small sample size, that being Mariota in silver and black, but every time he's on the field, he makes something happen.
He moves the ball.
Every time. I don't remember seeing a time where it was like, damn, 3 and out with Mariota. Nah, you don't see that.
He's just like a white Jameis Winston to me. I think I said that before.
Marcus
like
Mariota.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he will have a
Samoan
game
or something.
Well, whatever. He'll have a game where he'll come through and he'll throw. He'll
cancel you, Britt.
Clearly, I was gonna get when they dig up all they got too much stuff to cancel me off of, so I can't even worry about it. I know I'm gonna get canceled. They got too much old stuff that I done said and did.
Shit to cancel a motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. If I ever make it, they gonna cancel me, so I can't even worry about it.
Clip up like right here, like whatever.
Yeah, when you said, but anyway, my point was
years ago.
My point was you gotta he's good. Like, he can come in the game, man, and Mariota, like, he's hot and cold. Like, he can come in and he will, like I said, throw you 4 touchdowns. And then there's games where it's just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like you never know what type of Mariota you may get. But so he could have came in, moved the ball in the few times that he had the opportunity. But if he consistently is on the field, like I said, you just don't know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah, it's a small sample size, like I said, but I'm putting my backing in Mariota over Carr. Yeah. I want a motherfucker that's made it somewhere. You feel me? At least Carr made it to the national championships in college type shit.
You talking about Mariota did?
Mariota. Carr ain't made it to a fucking playoff. Run me back his high school highlights. Did he make it there? Did he make any state championships? Did you do anything? Because you seem like you seem like a pipe. You seem like a pipe. You seem like somebody that busts under pressure. He's a pipe to me. I don't like him. So get him out of there, Carr. Check his emails.
You're out of here, buddy.
Check his emails.
His emails. Find something on him.
Ain't he the Christian one? Ain't he the real in the church type?
Well, see if he touched somebody. Then, damn it.
Oh, Jesus! I hope
something.
Who's touching people now?
Hey, Hey Cliff, I seen a meme, right? They had I don't know if you ever seen that meme with Young Thug leaning at the little boards in the studio, and it said Chicago Bears fans looking up emails for Matt Nagy.
No, I didn't see
cracking
that.
up. That meme been floating around. I'm cracking up like, man.
No, I didn't see that. No, I'm just playing. But I'm saying, though, like, there has to be something. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Get Carr out of there.
Like father, like son.
Listen, I'm
Fire,
saying.
You know what I
fire.
think? Just my little tidbit since we're talking about the Raiders. I think the Raiders always had these emails in their back pocket. That's why they gave them that big ass contract and was like, whenever we get tired of this nigga, we pull in these emails. Because you know there's always a clause in their contracts where it's like if you do something like with Antonio Brown, like if you do something, we can get you up through. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that they always had these emails in their back pocket, just smart. Waiting, you know what I'm saying, as a get out of jail free card so they don't have to pay this man whatever money they were supposed to pay. Like, you know, we're not giving you $100 million.
$100 million for 10 years.
You see that meme on, we speaking of memes, you see that meme on Antonio Brown where they said, well, maybe Belichick, Gruden, and what's the name, he was wrong the whole time.
Yeah. And crazy thing is he's been like an outstanding citizen and everything now. Been down there in Tampa. You don't hear nothing about him getting in no mess or nothing.
Listen,
man, you don't even hear him doing press. You don't even hear him doing press.
Ever since he knocked out the mover, he said, you scratched my motherfucking piano, bitch. I gotta knock you out.
What up?
Listen, this motherfucker.
Y'all won't believe this bullshit I've been through today, but that's a different podcast, another story. What topic we on?
How bad? He's talking about fucking ruin.
About the fact that the Raiders are who we thought they were, and they are falling apart during the midseason deadline that I gave them.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Listen,
oh, hell yeah.
We still going to be a nightmare, though, because you ain't seen us yet.
No, you won't. Listen, I said it through text earlier to Cliff and Lester. I would be shocked if it's not the Ravens and the Bills at this point. I'm sorry, Brittany, in the AFC Championship. That's the only two consistent teams right now in the AFC.
We talked about
the Ravens.
Ravens don't got good enough defense at the moment. They got to make adjustments.
It don't matter if you got fucking Lamar Jackson playing the way he is.
Nigga, they played the Colts. They played the Colts.
Lamar's winning games though. Lamar's having.
They played the Colts.
Aaron Allen is winning games. Let's be clear.
Played the Colts.
Well, hold on. Time out. They're saying Lamar is having close to the type of MVP season he had a couple years ago.
Have him as MVP
with that.
Correct.
So when you got a guy like Lamar Jackson, all you need is a defense to try to hold on a little bit.
And he can take second place in the MVP race to Josh Allen.
Oh hell no! Hey Mike, let me say this, Mike, because I want to
boy's gonna get it.
Who?
Your boy's gonna get it. Justin Herbert.
Oh yeah,
hey.
Herbert he's a problem. He's a problem.
That motherfucker was stiff arming niggas from the pass position. Like wasn't even running, and they was blitzing in Cleveland, and he was like, "Nope."
Hold on. Brittany, I'm sure you already talked about it, but how you feel after that Chargers game?
I mean, that's a hard loss.
I knew the Chargers were going. I'm sorry, I knew the Chargers were going to win.
Yeah. That was a hard.
I put it on my Facebook before the game, like Browns are going to lose today.
Why didn't you have as an avid Browns fan, what was the confidence in the Browns that game?
I mean,
it wasn't that I thought that I figured they were going to lose in the fashion that they lost in. Like one thing about the Browns that they haven't done yet, like if you're a top 4 team, and I'm going to put the Chargers up there, like they haven't figured out how to beat those teams yet. You know what I'm saying? Like get the edge and beat those teams yet. We'll beat them though. But so I kind of felt like they're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like they were gonna lose until they figure out. They're gonna have a game though. They're gonna have a game and it's gonna be against a good team. It might be the Ravens and they will prevail. And once they figure out how to beat those big name teams, it'll be a wrap. But I knew that they just haven't done it yet. So that's why I picked them to lose last week.
You know what? That's interesting. I'm not gonna speak on it right now, but that's definitely interesting. Yeah, everybody picked the Chargers to win that game. That wasn't a surprise, so everybody was right on that one. Speaking of picks last week, though, I will say me and Les won those. I was even trying to come up with a winner between me and Les based on the point spread, but everything was very, very close.
Yeah, man. It was a good week, man. Caught him how I seen him.
Y'all called a lot of blowouts though. It wasn't that many blowouts as y'all said.
It wasn't.
Nah, it was close, man. There was a lot of people playing down in their fucking
competition. If we could go points wise, then yeah. If y'all going straight up on the win,
I really picked was the Chargers. I had the Chargers by 17.
Oh, you thought they was going to blow us out?
Yeah, I thought they was going to win by 17.
Oh, my God. Y'all are tripping. Y'all just like those people on ESPN and the rest of it.
Chargers
disrespecting
game, you said Chargers by 7.
Oh, where's my pick?
Out of the bunch.
Hey, Cliff. Did y'all already cover the Bills and Chiefs game?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you got?
Who did you have me winning that game? Was it
you had the Chiefs. Malk, Les, and Mike had the Chiefs. Me and Callie had the Bills.
Mike,
yep.
I gotta give it to the Bills though right now. They man, I don't know like my 29 years of life if I've ever seen the Bills this good.
No,
yeah, no, I've never seen them this good either.
No, not since Jim.
Even more reason why they're gonna fall.
Hey, Mike, I didn't know Josh Allen could do that hurdle, bro. When I saw that damn hurdle,
that was a fucking
perfect form. Perfect
man.
Form.
It was no perfect form.
Ben Roethlisberger, Cam Newton, and them ain't doing that. Josh Allen, bro, I gotta give
that
him
nigga hurdle.
Don't name no 6. Cam Newton 6'8". He better not hurdle.
He ain't no 6'8".
He's 6'6". I mean, I was exaggerating. He's 6'6".
Like the end of a sitcom credits when the credits roll and they jump up and say, "Hey."
He had that same smile when he landed. Like,
he did too.
Motherfucker.
But I will say this to you all. I mean, I don't know if y'all covered it yet. I'm sorry for jumping ahead. But with that Miami and Bucks game, I know Miami was up at first like 17-0, I think. It was something like
14
nothing. I know that obviously the Bucks came back and did their thing, but I still don't know if I buy into the Bucks as the contender that they were last year.
I said it. I've been saying
Don't they look like the Bucks? I mean, they're doing better than they were last year at this time, but wasn't that the whole vibe last year this time though?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think the Bucks is going to do it. Like they're going to do it. Like I'm not saying they're going to win. I don't know, but they're definitely going to be a contender.
I think they're going to be up there for sure. But yeah, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
It's too early in the game. It's too early in the game for us to say that. Man, we should have learned that from last year.
Right. Yeah, I agree with Britt. I don't think they're going to have like a dominant record. They're going to have a winning record, but they're going to be one of those teams that just hit that streak when you're supposed to, that hot streak. That's most teams that win the Super Bowl don't. But they only lost like what? One game, 2 games, maybe.
But 3-2 or 4-1. They one of them. Yeah. They ain't negative.
Who? The Bucks?
The Bucks.
I think they've only lost once, right?
To the Rams, right? To the Rams, right?
Yeah, they only have one loss, and they are sitting atop the division. And there you go. I mean,
and Carolina don't look as good as Carolina was looking initially when they played. You know, they didn't play like superior teams.
Well, Carolina without McCaffrey is gonna be
rough.
That's
so
tough.
You've got Carolina, you've got New Orleans, and you've got Atlanta in that division. I think the Bucks still win that division.
That's garbage. Clean sweep. Yeah, that division's awful.
Like Carolina,
they're making the playoffs.
We had 3-0. We won a couple games. But now we're gonna lose.
Like
and then the Saints got Kamara over here running like a Corvette. Like it's a problem. I mean, I see New Orleans maybe, and that's if Winston can. That's if Winston. That's not what I'm saying for the division, but I'm saying I can see New Orleans still making a wild card just off the strength that who else in the NFC is really doing something like outside of the top tier teams? Like who else is really doing something?
Well, what do you consider top tier teams?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
NFC is weak this year. AFC is definitely better than NFC this year.
The NFC is whack as hell. You gonna have all right. So I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what I'm calling a playoff. I'm gonna write it down too.
Brady pulled LeBron and went to Cleveland to play on the East.
Nah, bro. I got you normal. All right, let's see NFC. Let me write it down so we get. We're gonna talk when the Super Bowl come on.
I mean, honestly, the teams that are leading their divisions right now, I think, are winning their divisions at the end of the day.
Man,
I mean, I don't know,
Now,
Mike.
really, it's too early, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike, because you got.
I am
Still
looking
got the
at total
NFC West.
package.
The NFC West still got 3 teams in it because two and a half now.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson
They
is
got
injured, so that takes a
Yeah.
lot. But you still got the Cardinals, you got the 49ers, and you got the Rams.
Russell
So
Wilson.
what I, will
49ers
say,
ain't making
what
it.
I will say with the NFC West, that's where your wild cards are coming from.
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah,
Right.
One's
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
By the
2
way,
teams out the NFC West gonna be in.
by the way,
I got
Brittany,
Arizona.
We still got the extra team.
You
this year,
naming
too, with
the
playoffs.
Les, you
Yeah,
naming the
NFC
top
joint.
teams?
Yeah. So
Hey,
like,
hey.
all right.
hold on, Les. By the way, Brittany, my team's only a game behind your team. By the way,
It's too early for this. It's too early.
But we also discussed that you're in the NFC too.
it doesn't matter. We're playing AFC teams as well. What do you mean?
Yeah, but she's not.
We're not playing.
Oh,
the whole-
wait.
the whole
Wait, don't we-
schedule's not NFC.
But we know where.
Malcolm,
your
do we
schedule
play
is.
y'all? Do we play y'all?
Nah, y'all don't
No,
play.
I don't believe so. No, I don't believe
Oh,
so.
okay. Who y'all
You
getting
know,
ready to play
look,
this week, Malcolm?
They
You
getting
know we
ready
be in
to
that
play
game,
the
bro.
Bucks.
Oh
That's
yeah, we're
an
gonna be.
L.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but that's no
All
different.
night.
That's no different than the Chiefs game. But listen, I'm not mad
You
if
know
we
what?
lose.
I realized that every time the Eagles win, the Raiders lose.
How it's supposed to be. How it's
Every
supposed to
week,
be.
the Eagles win, the Raiders lose. No matter the opponent. The Bears blow us out. But I think, like I
Oh, that's
said,
crazy.
Yeah.
like I said, the less in our text, I think
That's
Carr was
that's
mad
why
his-
they pulled them emails out.
Carr was mad his dad was leaving, so he was like,
Yeah. Father like
Fuck.
son, bro.
But
The dad got released, so
yeah,
the
he like,
son's coming
"God
right
damn,
after.
man.
Well, let me ask you this, Cliff. How does it feel as a Raiders fan to get beat by your Ohio State boy? Bittersweet?
No, I mean, I really don't give a fuck. The only thing that bothered me about that game, because I don't get me wrong, and like I said in the chat, they knew about Carr since Friday. So they knew he was out of there before they announced that he was out of there.
You mean Gruden?
You talking
meant
about Gruden?
Right.
I knew what you meant, though. I was
Okay.
like, wait a minute.
Carr
Carr
knew
left-
about
I was like, damn.
Carr knew about Gruden since Friday. So coming into Sunday, he knew Daddy was leaving.
I hope he ain't calling him daddy.
Hey,
If
Cliff,
he
did
calling
did
him daddy, that's why y'all losing.
Listen,
Oh,
they got a house
Brittany.
together.
Brittany, you know who's on their team? Carl
Do y'all
Nassib. Everybody's
basements
daddy on the
connect?
team. They probably connect something else.
No
but
pun intended.
different.
No, I'm just
God
playing.
bad. No, I mean, so does everyone agree that the John Gruden fire was a good move? Does anybody disagree like that was not a good move?
I
No,
mean,
it was perfect timing.
I don't care what was said or why you released him. I
Just get him
wanted
out. Yeah.
I don't care what it was for. I don't care if he stole Girl Scout cookies.
Now,
I don't give
Malcolm,
a fuck.
when you
Get him out
say
of there.
was it a good move, are you saying it as in like he just wasn't an effective coach, so it was a good move, or
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't follow them closely enough to say if he was or if he wasn't. But you know,
What do you
He
have? A
was
year and a
trash.
half?
He was trash. No, he had a big ass contract. Y'all just gave him a fat
Right.
contract.
10
but
years.
he
No, we
started
know
it.
about the
He
contract.
started
Fourth
it.
year. It's like his 4th year right here, something like that. Like his
Yeah.
Was
third,
it that?
4th
He
year in the
wasn't that deep,
contract.
was he?
Yeah.
they said cut
Did
that
it
bro.
happen that far ago or that long
cut that
ago?
$100 million.
Yes. Yes.
He was in Oakland for a couple of years. Like he was in Oakland like
yeah, you are
3
right. 'Cause
years.
I have been
before he got
saying get
moved.
rid of him for a while, but I didn't think it was
Oh,
that long ago.
Yeah, bro, like
Yeah.
2018.
Yep, his last email.
Right before that job started.
Yep.
Yeah, hey, stop the shit. That's what they told him. Hey, stop that shit.
Hey,
But the
these
crazy
last-
thing
We gonna hold the rest of these emails till you do right by us.
Even with that, like, so what about who he was sending the emails to? Where's their replies at? Like, because this was this was Washington when they still didn't want to even let go of the damn derogatory name and all that shit. So I know that it wasn't like this was a one-sided dialogue. I know whoever was responding was laughing or sending their own little stuff too.
Well, it
But it
don't
seemed like they
matter.
outed him.
They
That's
higher
why
on the totem pole. Those
Right.
emails don't get released. I'm owner. I'm GM. I'm all that. We don't release these.
No.
That's you, bruh.
Yeah, he got. But
Somebody
that's
gotta
crazy
do it.
because like they were investigating Washington and then outed Gruden with the investigation on Washington. Like they wasn't even investigating Gruden. He just was like a casualty in the
Collateral
Washington
damage.
situation, or maybe a sacrificial lamb, like you said, because the higher ups probably was like, all right, well, somebody got to bite the bullet on this. Well, here you go, Gruden. That's on you, bro.
No doubt. That's exactly what it was.
Fuck him.
But it always
Get him
is.
out. And
You saying that now, but it might be on some.
And
You might
David-
miss him. What if y'all bring in worse?
Right. Is Eric Bieniemy coming?
Listen, worse is better than a traitor.
Should they go for Eric Bieniemy though, Cliff?
I wouldn't be mad at that. Because you know that Urban's taking his job at USC.
Urban ain't leaving. Urban's too much. He's already.
Urban's out of here.
He's
After,
washed
you
up.
think he would do one and done?
There was a meme on Urban that said, did you hear about Gruden's emails?
Oh yeah, I seen that, yeah.
Right. But nah, Urban though, he a wild boy. Like this dude didn't even leave on the plane with his team after a loss. Stayed in Ohio and was chilling at the bar. Like dude, like what? This ain't
Y'all go
college, man.
ahead.
You can't say, man, I need a break. I ain't, yo, man, y'all team, y'all go back to Jacksonville. Well, since the game was in Cincinnati, I'm gonna get on the highway real quick, go to Columbus, go get a lap dance, and go kick it at my bar. Like, what NFL coach does that, man? How don't you leave with your team after a loss? Like, that's crazy. A loss or win, you're supposed to get on the plane with your team and look at game film, something.
I think that's just further showing that he's not taking this serious. Like he
No.
definitely, like somebody just kind of like was probably on his ass, like please come coach us, please come coach us, and he like all right. But I just feel like this is just further showing, like even with the Tim Tebow thing, like this is just further showing that he does not expect to be here long, as far as like in the NFL, and that he's not taking this shit serious.
Urban Meyer.
Because he would never
the
have,
Adam
he never would have
Sandler
done
of
that
the
with
NFL.
college.
Yeah,
Urban Meyer's
Meyer
the Adam Sandler.
is the Adam Sandler of the NFL. You know how Adam Sandler puts all his people in his movies, no matter how bad they are? That's what Urban Meyer's doing down in Jacksonville. He is getting everybody in the door in the NFL.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it.
If you winning,
Right.
Well,
but is he winning?
Your friends.
Or
Y'all
at,
might
least
go
won a
getting,
game.
or at least getting your lap dances in the champagne room. Motherfucker, don't do that on the
Right.
floor.
Out in the middle
On the
of the
dance floor. You supposed to go back in
It's
the back.
far. Like if you're it's your establishment. Like you should be more mindful of who's in there, or at least have security pat people down. Like no cameras, bro. Like no cameras.
That's
Like
right.
somebody was
For
listening
sure.
like this. The little somebody had their phone up. Like I got you. Like But yeah, he definitely not taking it serious. There's no way he could be. Like I don't think that he realized like NFL is a completely different thing. This isn't college where you are literally like the head ambassador of everything. Like,
Your recruits
this
win the
isn't-
season.
This isn't college,
Right.
because you can't threaten these young men. You can't
Right.
threaten these grown ass men the way you threatened and kept kids in line in college,
That's
where you were
interesting.
threatening to take away their
threatening
fucking
with playing
scholarship.
That's
time.
interesting.
Yeah,
I
scholarships, playing time.
was thinking more along the lines of your recruits
talent.
win the season. If I got the best recruits on my team, these kids aren't NFL ready.
They do. But the way you keep them in line is I will take your scholarship and I will block you from the transfer portal.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can't do
but-
that against NFL players and
Right.
grown ass men.
Right.
Hey, Mike.
Well,
Hey, Mike,
unless
think
you're
about
Deshaun
this part though
Watson.
too, with the college aspect of it. Like, let's say we in Columbus. Urban Meyer is like a god out here as long as Ohio State's winning. Like the dude is untouchable in a sense. Like, so you go from like literally being able to control any and everything to having to report to different people and anything you do and being outed. Like Florida, I'm sure Florida was the same way. Like, come on, these are smaller
Right.
towns that only have a college team for the most part, and they're gonna go crazy about that. So you get treated differently. And I think he must have thought like he was gonna go to Jacksonville and it was gonna be similar or something like that. Like, no, you with
Things
the big
under the
boys now.
rug. He thought he could sweep
Yeah.
it under the rug. The flip side is Urban is not a good coach. Urban, to Cliff's point, great recruiter, great at manipulating the people under him, has never been a good coach, has had good coaches around him, and I give him credit for that. Like he is a general manager
He's a
coach. He is
producer.
not a player coach. Exactly.
I can make a good song if you let me get the people I need to put it together. But
Right.
And that's why I worry about Trevor Lawrence, because this dude don't develop quarterbacks. Name one quarterback he had that was actually like a real quarterback. Like
there's only
that
a
went to
few
the league.
teams in the league that you can go to that I would say actually do.
Like who?
I would
John McDermott in Buffalo.
I would definitely say New England being one of them.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Kansas City.
Mike, where Sean McDermott come from, Mike?
Kansas City would be a decent.
I wouldn't say,
Cliff.
I'm not gonna say Kansas City. I mean Andy Reid. Andy Reid will make any quarterback look good.
I was about to say Andy Reid is one of the best quarterback coaches that I've seen. He can, man.
Right, but I'm thinking Kansas City historically.
No.
Right.
Matt Castle.
No, I said Kansas City because of who's there now, like Andy Reid being there.
Alex Smith was nice though too.
Right. No, you're right.
And didn't one of the old
But he was in.
who's one of the old heads that went there at the end of their career? Y'all would know more than me.
I'm trying to think back just off of memory, and I can't see a name.
But either way, I mean,
I'm trying
they
to think
haven't had
who
a
was
whole
there
lot of-
when Gonzalez was there.
I thought it was Trent Green.
Trent Green, he
That's
was there
not-
for a little while.
That's not who I'm thinking of, though.
But no, that's who was there when Gonzalez was there though. Alex Smith was there with them too, but Trent Green was the original.
Gonzalez was there for like 100 years though.
Bro, hey,
Like,
Probably
there was-
thinking
He probably was there
him
when
and Gates.
Christian Okoye was playing too.
Hey, him and Gates played for like 100 years, y'all. They played
Wow.
for a minute.
Antonio Gates could have retired from the NFL and went right
But
to
what I
NBA.
meant, like as far
Dunking on
yeah,
people.
what I was talking about with Urban Meyer as far as developing quarterbacks, I meant like the quarterbacks that he had in college had no success in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
They were good as far as like the scheme that he was running in college was only for college, and that's why I worry about with Trevor Lawrence, because that running up to the line of scrimmage and dumping it over and all that little stuff that he had doing the RPOs, that ain't gonna work in the NFL. And he never really had. I mean, set aside what he had, Dwayne Haskins, but Dwayne Haskins was like more like he came what. He just was pure arm talent, but he still wanted him to do the RPO stuff, but he was so stiff, he was like, he had to contort to what he was doing. But otherwise, he's not really a good quarterback coach. So I don't even.
Urban doesn't have the clout, though, to change a playbook, and that may be why you're seeing him struggle. Urban can't change a fucking playbook in Jacksonville. They're giving him that Bible, and he has to read that and see what he can't do. Maybe make changes.
Well, it's the same thing you saw with like Chip Kelly when he moved into the
Why
NFL.
would you even bring that up?
But that's the whole thing, right?
No,
Like,
Mike, you're right. The first year with Michael Vick, it was explosive. Could nobody fuck with us like that? But the
it's
second
true.
year,
And then how quickly did everybody adapt to what they were doing?
Yeah. Speaking of that,
And Urban's not even going to get that early success.
he won't.
I don't know.
A lot of these college coaches,
It's gonna be a rush.
they just don't pan out. Even Pete Carroll. Speaking of this, Pete Carroll needs to go, bro. You're 70-something years old. You don't got it no more, bro. Just retire, go play golf. Respect what you did in college.
Well, wait.
NFL for the one
Ever since he decided to throw the slant instead of handing the
Thank
ball to
you,
Marshawn
Mike.
fucking
Man.
ain't
Lynch.
been shit. Ain't been shit. Cliff,
They've been having that
I wanted to throw my
everything.
phone through the TV.
I was furious.
Beast Mode was the best running back in the league. And you throw a
When
slant?
you seen him on the league where they
Literally.
was like, he was like, hand me a beer. And he was like, just give it to me. I can. And he said, no, I can throw it. He's right there. He said, no, just hand it to me. And I'll go run it over there to him real quick.
Is
He
that
said, no, I'm
accurate?
going to just throw it. And the beer shattered
They
on him.
literally handed him the ball the whole drive. He got him all the way down there. Like, you trying to tell me
Now, that was a
Marshawn Lynch couldn't get
workhorse. That was a
Oh,
No
workhorse.
yeah.
doubt. Well, he
ever
came
since he
back
did
like-
that run against New Orleans. Remember that run against
When he
New
was
Orleans
with
and that
Buffalo?
when they was like 7-9? No, he was on Seattle, I
He was
believe.
on
They was like
Seattle at
7-9
that time?
in that
against New
first year.
Orleans, yeah.
Yeah, in the playoffs. Yeah, in the playoffs they played
Okay.
at Seattle because Seattle won the division at 7-9. I never forget that year. And
Right.
New Orleans had to come to Seattle, and that's when he had that run against them. Man, I was like, oh yeah, this dude's a different type of monster. Like,
Well, and he was.
that's when it was like,
He
yeah.
was starting that turn in his career while he was in Buffalo, and then he went to Seattle.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, he was nice in Buffalo
Should have won
too,
a
but
ring.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even didn't even know who Marshawn Lynch was. Honestly, I hate to say until he went to Seattle. Like I guess I just didn't remember
I
him
knew
too
him
much
in
in
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah,
I know him
I heard
from
his
playing
name.
in Minnesota.
Didn't follow him.
I know
Well,
him from
probably
playing
knew
in
you
college.
Buffalo
and
fucking
riding
with this
around
chump
with the.
here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, man.
probably
I got
why
one
knew
thing
you.
for y'all. So I've been noticing, especially through fantasy, man. We gotta get a league next year.
Right.
Paid league.
You
Y'all
do
gotta put
that.
that bread up. Y'all gotta
Oh,
put
yeah.
that bread up too. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Man, run that.
so man, I'm always about it. I'm fourth right now. I dropped a couple spots, but I'm back on the winning streak. I dropped a couple
Right.
spots because of some bullshit. I lost by like 0.1 point. It was the bullshit.
Mm.
Anyway, so
0.1, huh?
0.1 point. Yes. One little extra reception fucked me. It was like, oh. But anyway, fuck that. So no, I was looking on fantasy and I seen some people at the top of the list, some breakout. That might be a new segment for us, the breakout players of the week.
Mm.
But I seen your boy Mark Andrews, my man,
Oh yeah. He
over
did his
there at
thing.
the top.
He did his thing.
41.70 fantasy point, 11 receptions, 147, 2 touchdowns, and that comeback.
But it was
He
against
did
the
do
Colts,
his
bro.
thing though.
He did
So
do his
are we
thing.
talking about just for the week, Les, or what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for the week. So, like, I seen Mark Andrews did really well. I mean, Derrick Henry, he had 34 points. You know, he's always running somebody over.
Man.
You know what I mean? And then you had a few other players that I seen kind of like up there. But, like, I just like person, I didn't expect him to do that. You know what I'm saying, this week. So, for me,
Why not?
because, one, we were getting our asses smacked. Like, it was bad. I'm like, Carson Wentz, his first pass was for a touchdown. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, for 76
Yeah,
yards?
it didn't look good that first
I'm
two.
like-
Those first 2 quarters, y'all look terrible.
I'm like, I'm like, I feel embarrassed to be a Ravens fan. Like, what is going on?
I heard
like,
it was all bad at first.
we
Yeah, the
we
first
don't
2
play like the
quarters was bad.
Steelers. We don't do that. We don't be down 21 at half. Like, we don't do that shit. That's not a rate. We stomp on people.
Well, who
So-
else you got on your list? And then we getting into this pick'ems.
So, you know, I just seen him. He was the top guy I seen.
Oh, you just
I just
wanted
didn't.
to-
You just,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
right.
always
He
feel
just
like
wanted
when
to
Les
point-
has a
He wanted to
statement, like it's
brag.
always
He
like
wanted
to point out something
I
about
said
his
Henry.
team.
You want to talk
Like
about
it's
some more
almost
Ravens?
like backhanded highlights. Like I can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like
Nah.
Like, I
Your
can't
boy
really,
Hubert
you
did
know.
work too, though. Your boy Hubert definitely went in. He had 41 points as well. Actually, had 46 or
Wait, you
47.
mean Hibbert?
What is his name? Justin, the quarterback from
Oh, yeah,
Chargers?
that's Herbert.
Herbert.
Herbert. I said Hubert.
I don't know why. I was thinking you was talking about the tight end.
Herbert.
Yeah, no, your boy Justin definitely was
Is that the-
smacking them brownies. You know what I'm saying? He came back for the win.
He's a problem for any. Look at Brittany's face.
He don't
he's
look
a
like a
problem.
second-year player, though. That's for sure. He don't look like a second player.
So
Okay, hold up.
Yeah,
Now, before we get into these pick'ems, I got a question for Mike and I got a question for Britt because I didn't get theirs. I answered Mike's for him and I want to see. We had a discussion last week on who gets a win first. Neither of them did last week, so they're still up this week. The question is who gets a win first between Jacksonville and Detroit?
wait, didn't Detroit win last week?
No.
No.
Oh, they
lost to the
barely-
Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
Barely.
They lost to the Ravens.
Man, they be having some heartbreakers too. I feel bad for them. That one when they lost to the Ravens, man, dude kicked it from the goddamn parking lot. Like what the hell? Like wow.
Oh, wait,
Wow.
Justin.
NFL. Boss up.
That sound like
Who
that.
y'all
Packers
got?
Hey, who
Bengals
did they
game.
lose to
Buffalo.
last week? Because it had to be with like a minute left.
It was the
'Cause
Ravens.
they came down and
Matter of fact,
No.
we'll just put them on the pick'ems and we'll.
the Ravens just played the Colts. Who did they last week?
Last
The-
week, the Ravens played Detroit, I believe.
No,
If I'm
no,
not
listen,
mistaken.
y'all just y'all just played the
The Lions
Colts
playing like
Monday.
Vikings.
before.
Didn't the Lions play the Vikings or something like that? Maybe
Was it the
I don't
Vikings?
know.
Okay,
I
it was
feel
the
like it might
Vikings.
have been the Vikings. I
And
felt
they
it was a
literally-
division game.
I picked the Vikings to win, but the Lions scored late. I'm talking about like it's a minute left or something stupid like that, and still let the Vikings come down. And was it the or is it Green Bay? I can't remember. But no, they didn't play Green Bay.
I
Was it
can't
Green Bay?
remember
Who,
myself.
the Vikings?
Might have been Green Bay.
I'm thinking.
No, Green Bay. No, Green Bay just played Cincinnati, so it might have been last
Okay,
week.
it was
Oh.
probably the Vikings. It was probably the Vikings. But like I said, they came. I thought they had the win for real. Like I'm like, oh, they better
No.
get their first win.
No.
Circling back.
So
Cliff, to answer your question, the Lions get the win first because they play the Eagles in 3 weeks. Jacksonville does not play the Jets until like week 15.
Oh, man.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
That's fucked up.
But hold on,
I'm going with the Lions too.
Mike,
But I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles,
I had to
though.
process
I don't think
it.
they're going to beat the Eagles.
Mike, you're going to hell for that one. That's I thought we were better than that. I gave you kudos on your damn Bills, but I respect it. Let's real quick though. Did y'all dive into my team at all while I was away? Probably not. Haters in the
No,
room.
we didn't slide the
Probably
Philly
not.
Chiefs.
Look
We didn't need to. Like,
I'm
for
looking
what?
around.
Didn't.
Callie, you
Don't
ain't
like
have my
talking
back.
about them in the
Callie,
Jets, you
bro.
know?
I know you have my back.
Y'all
Callie, you
got
have my
the
back.
win.
I
and
ain't gonna lie, man. Nah, we didn't really get into the game at all. I mean, we wasn't
we
like, we
talked
didn't really
about
get it.
some of it, but not the actual game.
We don't need to talk about them. They got lucky.
I'm just saying, Jalen Hurts. I'm just
Cheesesteaks.
saying,
Yeah,
He got
he
lucky.
said he
pretty
can't-
good.
looking good
Listen,
I'm
that
again.
watching
quarterback
this. I'm
sneak
watching
was out
that
of
game
movie,
like I
though.
know Malcolm's happy.
That quarterback sneak where he poked his ball through and they showed it from the top of the screen, that was like a movie.
Man, he's impressive.
All
He
you
is.
seen was the ball pop through the end zone. Like, they said he broke the plane. He broke the plane.
But you know what? He didn't even. It's so I'm looking at his stats. He had 1 interception, 198 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a 62.7 rating. So actually, he played like shit.
The whole game was shit. The only highlight of the game was Darius Slay got them 2 interceptions.
Ooh, okay. But
I
I'm happy
mean-
we got the win. I just want to say I'm happy we got the win. Brittany said we wouldn't win X amount of games. We wouldn't win a game. Brittany, you said we wouldn't win a game until a certain point.
Until you play Detroit. So maybe you win that game and lose to Detroit.
Right, and Detroit gets their first win.
Yeah.
Nah.
So we'll just switch it. We'll just switch it.
So
All right.
I think I guess the spread is the question on the first game, Eagles Bucks. I'm sure everybody's picking
I'm
Bucks.
going
on
Bucks.
that.
Oh, man.
I'm
Definitely
not
going with the Bucks.
not
Bucks
gonna lie.
Bucks by
Bucks
14.
by 30. Fuck that. Bucks
14.
by 30. Look.
Bucks.
we down bad.
Damn. Malcolm?
Hey,
Bucks by
Brittany,
30?
Brittany, do you know what Tom
Nah.
Brady's about to do to the defense that we don't watch? I'm telling y'all, watch. Quote me on this.
Are they in Philly or are they in
Bucks 17.
It don't even matter, Brittany. At this point, with the defense we got, it don't matter if we in Philly, if we in Tampa Bay, if we in Columbus. We about to get
That could be in London.
Tom Brady is about to torch us, right, Les? You know what I'm saying?
Now,
I'm gonna take
now
the-
what I go ahead, or Cal.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
All I was going to jump in with was it's a Thursday night game, so that's a quick turnaround type thing week. I will go Bucks by 17, but it's going to be closer than people think because of the quick turnaround and the fact that it's in Philly.
It's in Philly. I'm still going with Bucks by 14. I think it's going to be believe it or not, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Usually those Thursday games they kind of go at it a little bit. So I'm going to say it's going to be a high scoring game, but I'm going to say
Who's
Bucks
playing
by
at home?
14.
Philly's at
Philly.
Is it
home.
in-
Philly's at
is it
home.
in Philly?
Yep.
Yep.
Philly at home. All right, so I'm gonna take Tampa by 10.
Okay.
By 10? No.
Yeah, because they playing at home. I'm gonna take them by 10.
I will agree with Britt though on it being high scoring because what happens is defenses don't have enough time to game plan and to really get the reps and get the
All
reps.
right.
Do I
What you
want to
got
go to
left?
21? Bucks by 21?
They're not going to win by 21.
Bucks 21.
They're not winning by 21.
How you know, Les? You probably putting some money down on this game.
He gonna say
Yeah,
Bucks by
sometimes I
3.
do.
He is.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I be sliding. I'll be listening to what y'all saying. I'm like, I'll be sliding.
Hey man, don't
Yeah,
be taking my.
Hey, look, it's not proprietary. I'm doing it. But no, I'll take TV. I like the Philly cheesesteaks, man. I just think, Hurts needs some fucking help.
He
Shit.
does. Oh yeah.
God damn.
And he
A lot of
gonna,
help.
he gonna throw Smith into a grave if he keeps.
Man, I know, man. Like he just got him. But I take TB. I'm gonna go modest. I think it's gonna be closer than what people think. Like you said, I agree. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, but I think they're gonna keep it. I mean, Jalen Hurts, if you throw the ball like 40 times, I think he'll keep it close. I'll go like 10. I'll go with Cali like 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be no 40-0 like Buffalo did Houston. I don't think it's gonna be nothing like that.
Okay. Now here's an interesting one. And we gonna stick with you on the first, Les. We got Ravens Chargers.
Ooh.
See, now
Is it Ravens Chargers this week?
it is Ravens Chargers. It's gonna be a goodie.
Whoever come out of that game,
Who's at home?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Les. I'll wait till it comes in.
Man, I looked at the line. It was -3 on Baltimore, which I'm shocked.
-3.
That's interesting.
I'm shocked it was even Baltimore, to be real. But shit, since they're giving us 3, I'm gonna add 3. So I'm gonna say we win by 6.
Ooh, okay.
Y'all playing at home or is it
At home,
or is
it's
it
in Baltimore and LA.
Yeah, it's in Baltimore, so I give us that advantage.
1
Give us
o'clock
that
game?
advantage.
Is it a 1 o'clock game?
1 o'clock.
Or is it
Wait,
like
Les.
1
So
o'clock?
when you say -3, are you saying that they're saying that the Ravens are going to win by 3? Or
Yeah,
lose by
that's
3?
that's on the plus
That's
or
what
minus.
they're
So
saying.
when you're on
They're
the
gonna
back
win
end,
by
Yeah,
3.
they say the
Yeah.
Chargers are
It's
3-point
okay.
dogs. They picking the
Okay.
Chargers as 3-point dogs.
That's a
Yeah,
It's
it's the Chargers
definitely-
be +3.
I think it's going to be close.
that's a 10 a.m. LA time. Just throwing it out there.
Right.
Ooh, they're gonna be tired. They're gonna be up at like 7:30 in the morning Eastern Standard working out.
Mm.
I would go with the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens on that one.
Yeah,
But I also feel like whoever comes out of that matchup is going to be, and it can go either way. I'm not even 100% behind my decision, but I feel like whoever comes out of that matchup is going to be in the talks of like, hey, this is the team to beat type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Outside of
It's-
Buffalo.
I'm going with a
stop it. Wait till we get to Buffalo because y'all probably will lose to the Titans this week.
I will take the points and I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take the Chargers as the dog, but I'm gonna take the 3. Yeah, they giving Ravens 3. I got the Chargers. Yeah, I think the Chargers. Is
Hey,
gonna
but
win
let
by,
me say
like,
this because one of the things that
7.
Cliff just said was like, oh, that's 10 a.m. LA time. But to be honest with you,
That was
they
Mike.
probably, huh?
That was Mike that said that.
Oh, my bad, Mike. I'm sorry. What Mike said, they probably have actually been here all week. So they probably didn't go back to LA.
That's actually a fair point. I wonder if that's what they did.
So
Because they
with
played
that
at
being
Cleveland
said,
already, right? That was
yeah,
at
they were
Cleveland when
playing
they
in
played?
Cleveland. Yep.
Oh,
So,
okay, that makes sense. Practice out here.
They're practicing over at Johns Hopkins right now.
I would definitely believe that.
Yeah. And to be clear, like
That's
that's usually what NFL teams do is they'll go practice at a local college the week before if they're already on that side of the country. So if that's the case for this, I wouldn't doubt it.
How
That's a fair point.
you still think Ravens, Britt? How much did you say Ravens by?
I didn't say. I do think it's going to be close. So I would say let's go Ravens by 7. And again, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even feel 100% confident in this. I
Right.
think it can go either way,
Right.
but I just can't count Lamar out at this point. At home, I can't count him out.
Chargers by 1, 2-point conversion to end it.
Oh shit!
So it's gonna be a nail biter down to the end. Okay, I can take
Me
that.
and Mike on the Chargers. Okay.
And don't get me wrong, if I end up watching the game, I'll be rooting for the Ravens. But
Right, right.
Yeah, man.
And
gonna be a
Mock's
goodie.
Punk ass ain't there. Mine, I already have mine written down. I'm going the opposite of Les. I'm going Chargers 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I look forward to Justin Hubert taking all kinds of hits. I'm gonna keep saying Hubert. He don't deserve to be a Herbert. He deserves a Hubert.
All right. Hubert it is.
That's going to be a good discussion though when we come back because I also have, like I said, I got mixed feelings. I feel like offensively, I don't know if they can handle their wide receiver set. The Ravens can. I don't think they're going to really do anything with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. That's why I think it's going to be a shootout of some sort. I don't know. I really do think it can go either way. Like I'm curious to see how that goes because I don't think that they can. I don't think they can stop Mike. I don't think they can stop Lamar Jackson, but I also don't think they can stop Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. So
That might be game of the week.
might be.
Could be. That could
Right.
definitely be. Well,
'Cause
we
that's a
gonna
tough-
wait on punk ass King over there, we gonna move on to Cardinals Browns, and then we'll get him catch up.
I'll go first. Browns. And I'm not saying that because they're my team. I told you guys how I feel. I mean, I try to be realistic. I think that the Browns are going to win. I don't think the Browns are going to let. I don't think they're going to take 2 in a row like that.
How many do you think?
It is in Cleveland, by the way.
10.
Okay.
But it's a 4.
I'm going
Browns by 10. And listen, this is going to be a great win for us because we're going to give them their first loss.
I'm going Browns 13.
That's going to be what we need to keep rolling through the season pretty strong.
I think they get it this one.
Good, Mike. Callie, one of y'all.
Browns by 3.
Mike got Browns.
What?
3.
Say it again. What was that, Mike? Huh?
Browns by 3.
Browns 3.
Who by 3? Couldn't hear you.
You know what, Brett? You give me a lot more shit than I give you.
I'm just desperate.
I'm gonna go Cardinals by 6.
Okay.
We will not go down like that again this week. I will be heated. If they gonna beat us, blow us out, please. Blow us out.
All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and take, the little homie Kyler. They ain't know how tall that man was when he came in.
Hey, Kyler.
He was 5'9", he was 5'11" and 3/4. They ain't know what he was like. AI, is he 6 foot or is he not? They didn't know what he was.
It depends on the cleat, man.
But no, I'm gonna take Arizona, man. I'm gonna stay with the undefeated team. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them by 10 again. I'm gonna go with 10.
Okay. Malk, you got 2 to cover. You got Ravens, Chargers, and Browns, Cardinals.
I want Cardinals by 10 for the spread. I love Action Jackson less, but I don't think that defense is gonna be able to hold up against
Boy Hubert.
Herbert. And he been on the street, man. He's got something to prove. I'm gonna say Chargers by 7.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Nail biters.
All right, now this one's an interesting one here now. Raiders, Broncos.
Oh, Lord. Fuck.
Raiders.
Lord.
Raiders by
coach.
Yep, without a coach, they actually gonna be feeling free. They used like when the teacher lead the classroom.
You get the.
I mean, it's 3-2 teams, right? Both with 2 losses back to back coming into it. Somebody's got to prove something here.
Fuck around, it's gonna be a tie. It's gonna be a fucking tie.
I hope not. I like the Broncos, but I'm going with the Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders because I didn't like how and I know it can change from week to week, but I didn't like how Teddy Bridgewater played last week. I think it kind of came down to the end. I didn't like his decision making, even though I think he's a pretty smart quarterback. I didn't like that finish. So I'm going with the Raiders.
Okay, I can see that.
I will also go with the Raiders by 7. Raiders have more quality wins than the Broncos do.
Yeah,
and they manage to kind of let it air out.
Raiders by 14. I ain't give a.
Oh, sorry, Britt.
For me, I'm saying 14. No, you're good. Raiders by 14.
I'm going Raiders, but I'm going by 6.
See, I feel like the Raiders are not gonna. I don't think they're gonna let it come down to that. Like, I feel like they're gonna have the game in the bag.
That is our rival, but I just feel like it depends on who you got in there. And for some reason, I feel like Carr is still going to be in there for the bulk of that game. And
John's defense is all right, and I think that's what's going to prevail to where Carr is going to be have a little cushion, because I feel like Denver hasn't really like established themselves as a team. Like they don't have a team identity yet, in my opinion.
Right.
So I feel like that defense is going to get in there and it's going to be enough to, like I said, give Carr a cushion to where he feels comfortable, and y'all won't really win it by a touchdown. It'll probably be like a touchdown,
That could be.
two or more.
That could be.
I think the Raiders either come out and dominate or they come out and get blown out.
Right.
I think that all depends on Carr, which is why I'm going to be safe and say that entire statement is wrong with my 7.
You don't have a head coach. How you gonna win?
No, listen, I think that's a good for them because it would be different if it was like a head coach, and I'm not in the facility. I don't know. It'd be different if it was a head coach that a lot of players felt connected to. I don't know that he,
If he was a player coach, yeah.
All right.
I don't know that they feel a connection with him. So it's kind of like, I don't think it's going to affect their play in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't think of a coach offhand that would be a good example, but I just don't know that they felt like a major connection to him. So they like, shoot, like, we're going to keep it pushing.
Right. It's not like Andy Reid left. That would be
they would
that example.
Yeah, people would probably be upset if Andy Reid left. That's a good example. So I feel like they got something to prove when they play this week. Like, hey, we're still a good team and we're going to be a good team even though we don't have Gruden. So I feel like they're coming out making a statement of we're good with or without him.
I say my official. This is going to be the first.
I'm not sure on that.
This is going to be the first pick on where it's going to be like an asterisk next to it. And
he always trying to cheat.
Hey, I'm not cheating. I'm innovating. I'm innovating. Nah, man. I think it's gonna be a tie or plus or minus 3 either way.
What?
It's gonna be a 3-point. Somebody's winning by 3, or there's gonna be a crazy ass tie in overtime. Like no one's gonna score or some bullshit gonna happen. I don't have faith in either team. I don't care if they both have
somebody got to win though.
I don't care if they both in the AFC West. I feel like they should both lose. So,
that's not a good. That's not a good decision right there.
All right, now I'm gonna go and put one. I wonder what the odds are when we get off of this. Let's see what the odds are. I'm gonna put $5 on tie and see how much I win because it's probably like plus 30,000 odds. So I'll fuck around. Might be able to quit my job next week. But anyway,
Raiders
tie.
Stop it.
Raiders by 10.
Mark said Raiders by 10. What the fuck did you even say? I wasn't paying attention to your fool ass.
Hey, tie or plus or minus 3. Somebody's going to win by 3 or there's going to be a tie, bro. I'm feeling it. I don't even like ties, but I think this is the one.
We got the roulette table. He over there betting on the outsides. He betting on.
Hey, no, I'm betting on all my
he betting on it to hit 00.
Hey, sometimes you got that hunch and you just launch some money on it and see what happens.
I ain't gonna lie. You will win some bread on that one. But I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna have to pick the Raiders too. I'm gonna pick the Raiders by 6. Only reason because like Denver went 3-0 against like the bottom feeders of the league. So you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go Raiders by 6.
Actually, Denver was doing their thing. You got to remember what's the name when they lost that game a couple weeks ago. He had a concussion. He went out with a concussion early. So
yeah, but their wins are over like the Giants, Jacksonville, and somebody else trash.
And the Jets.
Oh yeah, the Jets.
Oh geez, yeah, they
ain't
trash. Yeah. Who did they just play this past week and they lost?
Steelers.
Yeah. So with that being said, I don't think they're ready for the stronger teams yet. That's why I picked the Raiders. Part of the reason why I picked the Raiders. I don't think they're ready for the stronger team.
Well, we got an easy one, and then I got 2 more after we gonna run through quick and we out of here. Bills Titans.
Titans.
What?
Huh?
You taking the Titans?
Brittany's on that hate. Look, she came off quick with it, ready to hate.
I've been saying it all show.
Okay.
She's been hating all show. Like, wouldn't you acknowledge the great?
No, it's not. I'm not even hating. It's not even hate. Like this is how I look at it. First of all, even though you don't even know what type of Titans team is going to show up, but I feel like the right one is going to show up. With that being said, you know what I'm saying? Like if the right Titans team shows up, they got their wide receivers, which they haven't had Julio Jones been out. Not Antonio. What's the dude's name? Brown. He just came back last game. So, like I said, they kind of been like a shaky team, and you really don't know which type of team is going to, like what type of Titans team is going to show up. But I feel like they know that they're on a big stage playing the Bills, and I think that the right one is going to show up, and you guys go down.
So Titans by what?
It is 6. It's not gonna be easy.
Okay. I'm going Bills 13.
Who's home in that game?
In Tennessee.
I'm gonna say Bills by. You said 13, Cliff. I'm gonna say Bills by Titans. That's Titans though. I'm gonna say Bills by 10. Bills by 10 at least. I'm gonna go with my gut instinct.
I'm gonna go Bills by 17.
I was gonna say that too, Callie. That's crazy you said that, but I was like, man, Titans got they ain't no chumps at the end of the day.
Nah, not at all.
Nah,
It just depends what week it is. It just depends what week it is. They have not been consistent.
It's anybody's game any given day. Let's be honest. So.
Yeah, I know, because y'all won last week somehow.
See, haters.
Hey,
Look.
Cheesesteaks got to
We
win.
beat the Titans. We beat the Titans too. So, you know. All right.
I'm going to take the Buffalo Wangs. You know what I'm saying? Take the Buffalo.
Buffalo Wangs.
Buffalo Wangs. Hey, Juggernaut,
No
Josh
range.
Allen over there looking like Sparta from 300. That boy fucking is doing everything. But I'm going to take Buffalo, and I'm going to say, shit, I'm going to go crazy with this one. Yeah, I'm like a smooth 21. It's a smooth 21.
Gonna say that.
It's a smooth
I knew you was
21.
gonna say that. Now I want to
It's
throw
definitely
this one
possible.
in there based on everyone's selections with the
Tipping
Jacks
me.
and Detroit. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do have a blank spot here.
We just
We know
imagined
your
you were picking
answer.
Buffalo.
Right.
No, but here's my answer. The Bills win by 3, game winner by Tyler Bass, because it's a hangover from how excited they are from dominating Kansas City.
Oh, is that right?
They come out a little too big for their britches. They come out and it's a struggle in the first half, and they get shit together in the second half and need a field goal to win it.
Who y'all
What you
play next
guys'
week?
run defense look like?
Our run defense is I actually have more fear about our pass defense most of the time, but
So you guys' run defense is solid?
yeah,
Because it's gonna need to be.
I understand.
It is.
I ain't worried.
So for these teams, I want everybody's opinion just cause. So we gonna go Bengals Lions.
Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah.
Cincy. Detroit ain't getting their
Bengals
first win. Not against
first.
them. Not against Joe Burrow. Hell
Bengals
no.
by 7, Cliff, for me.
Bengals by
Well, that
7.
also they Joe Burrow all right? Is he practicing?
He's throwing that ball around. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
No, because they had sent him to the hospital right after the last game.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with Joe.
He ain't missing no PT.
It was on some weird stuff too. Like
Joe Burrow
throat,
is not
throat.
Yeah, Burrow is not listed on the injury report. Although I
Okay.
will say the injury report for both of these teams there's a lot of questionables.
Well, if Joe ain't listed, Chase ain't listed, Mixon ain't listed, and Boyd ain't listed, I'm going with Cincinnati.
Mixon's listed, but he's the only one of the ones you named.
Okay. I'm going Bengals 13.
I think it's going to be close. And the reason why I say that is I feel like the Lions are very thirsty. They almost got a win last week. So I say Bengals by 7.
Okay.
I think Detroit had a lot of close games. They could have got a lot of wins. I don't think they
Right.
really should be 0-5. I think they should be like
No, they should
2
be.
and
They
3.
suck. They suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
they
they
do
had
suck.
some close but nail biters
That doesn't mean
Yeah,
they
they
don't
should
suck
be
though.
doing it.
multiple times. Close,
But
like
do they
with
get the
good
win
teams.
this week is the question.
Hell no, they
No,
don't
they
get the win. Since
They do suck though. They do. They really do suck. So they just was playing harder, but they deserve to lose all of them.
Hey, they should have won one game.
What less?
I'm gonna take Bengals. Shit, man. If we get good Joe, shit, we're going 17, bruh. I think Joe could get us there.
Okay.
But what y'all aren't realizing is the Bengals have 2 offensive linemen starters out. They have their running back out. I will go with the upset pick here. Detroit by 3 in overtime.
No way. Don't do that to Ohio.
He wants to be analytic here, huh?
Jamar Chase is still there, and that Burrow Chase connection is strong.
Doesn't matter if you don't have guys blocking in the middle. They're out a center and a guard.
Well, Burrow's pretty finesse. He'll make something happen.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals, but I'm gonna go by 6.
All right.
Just say 7 like me, Callie. Jeez.
And then the last one to wrap us up,
Two
and we'll
field goals,
hit
two
the
field goals.
showers. Jags, Dolphins.
Dolphins. Dolphins by 12.
Okay.
12.
I like that number.
Yeah, I know. It just resonated with me.
I'm gonna pick the Jags to get their first win. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Jags to get their first win. First win by 7.
I'm with Callie on that. Same exact pick.
I'm going Jags 3. But you know what? What you got, Lesson Mike?
I got Miami by 21.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. I'm gonna take the M to the I to the A by I'm gonna say it's smooth.
28.
Yeah, nah, it ain't that crazy. I'm gonna say 14. I'm gonna go. I think they gonna put some numbers up. Your boy,
you guys might be underestimating him.
But you know what?
Nah.
You see the way I lawyered y'all is what I wanted y'all to first understand is that I asked you beforehand who would get the win first, the Jags or the Lions, and everybody picked the Lions. Except
they
for
could
Ma.
They could both win this week.
Right, but based on picks, it seems
It should be the
like
Jags. I don't know.
Few of you have rebutted.
I
I didn't know the schedule.
I did.
I didn't know the schedule. I didn't know they was playing the Dolphins this week.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So, you said I picked Detroit to get the first win.
Yeah.
Over the Jags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. But I didn't know the schedule, so that you should have gave the schedule when you asked that.
I know I picked them because they've been so close in games. It's like they're knocking at the door more than Jacksonville is. But I feel like Jacksonville playing Miami too is like, I just feel like they could get that one.
I agree wholehearted. Well, let's get this wrapped up. We are right at 2 hours, 3 minutes. Who's hitting the showers this week?
Let's let y'all jump at once.
I'll change it up this week.
Okay.
Tom Brady can still hit the showers, but this week's hit the showers goes to Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Urban, hit the showers. Take your ass.
Why are you putting the
home
whole organization with Urban's
because they
shenanigans?
hired him.
Right.
Take your ass home. Keep your ass out of your restaurant, out of the dance floor. Put your ass in the private room if you're going to do that shit.
Right.
Come out and hit the showers.
Urban hit the showers like 20 times already this season. That's great.
That ain't make no sense. Who else? Who next? I'm trying.
My hit the showers is gonna go to our offensive coordinator, play caller / we have
This dude.
in the first quarter the whole goddamn season, Mike LaFleur. You fucking bum. You in and over your bridges, man. You better go get you a mentor. Go to BYU, see what Zach Wilson used to do or something. We ain't got a point in the first quarter this whole season. Hit the goddamn showers, Joe raggedy ass.
Damn, what's the dude's name? The backup for the Raiders that came in for all the 3 plays. Peterman.
Oh, Nathan. He went to the University of Pitt.
Okay, yeah, he gotta hit the showers. He gotta hit the showers because you're better as a first string field goal placeholder than third string weak ass quarterback, my G. Go ahead and place hold and hit them showers.
That just remind you know who might hit the showers is?
What happened?
So didn't Peterman play for the Bills for a little bit?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know. Did he?
He did. He was a backup.
Oh, he was terrible.
Should have been field goal holding there. Maybe he still had a spot.
My hit the showers though, just based off, just Cliff just reminded me. My hit the showers goes to fucking the Bengals for not closing that game against Green Bay and Green Bay. So Mason Crosby and the Bengals kicker, I don't know who it is this year, but yeah, they need to hit the showers for missing all them goddamn field goals last week. Like, it was ridiculous. And I mean, if the Bengals would have been able to take out Green Bay, that would have been saying a lot.
Right.
So hit the showers, Bengals, and then Green Bay should hit the showers because should have been closed that game. As far as missing all those field goals, should have been closed it out. So both of them can hit the showers.
Listen, I ain't mad at you. Who up? Who next?
Who didn't get theirs yet?
Les?
Me and you.
Right, motherfuckers.
That's who you got.
All right, so shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for having -1 on fantasy and allowing 485 yards. Fucking trash. Why?
Ridiculous.
Like, what? Where was the defense? But nah, he definitely hit the showers and definitely found Kansas City. If they can't score 20 or more points, they are 0-2 this season. So Kansas City, you gotta get 3 touchdowns, buddy, for you to get the win. So Patrick Mahomes, stay out the commercials and stay more on the field. Kansas City, hit the showers.
Okay.
Especially if you're letting Josh Allen hurdle you.
Right.
Who was that? We couldn't even see the back of his jersey because he was motherfucking parallel with the ground at that point.
It had to be
We gonna find out who that was. But does anybody have anything to take us out?
Hold on, because I gotta get mine. Mine's the last one.
Oh,
Of course, my hit the showers gotta go to your silver and black Las Vegas Faders, John Gruden and them. John Gruden hit them showers, bro, for a long, long time.
He'll be on ESPN next week.
Well, see,
Man, you know what?
he'll still be on, is what you mean. What you say about?
I was just thinking, man, that they better not. If they don't, because they're not. You know what, Mike? They won't. They don't want to lose ratings, and they know that.
No, they're owned by Disney, and Disney doesn't fuck around with that shit right now. They are big time
You see Paul Pierce? They said
The
you're
only
gone.
thing that does not
Yeah,
concern
mess with the
me.
alphabet mafia.
The
He
only
might
thing-
go to Fox though.
Right.
Gruden. Oh yeah, that'd be a nice spot for her. The only thing that does not concern me about your statements, Malcolm, is that I've already established in this episode the Raiders lose every time y'all win, and based on y'all schedule, y'all ain't winning no time soon.
You think?
So
Detroit.
I think we're all right here. All right. We'll see how that goes.
By the way, Derek Carr said about John Gruden, quote unquote, he said, "I love the man, but I hate the sin."
Because he's always on that churchy stuff. I'd be surprised if Gruden didn't have some emails on him.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Get
What
this
you mean? 'Cause
motherfucking church boy out.
How could you even say that if you didn't know more? Right?
I mean, Derek does have a face for TV. He might be going to Fox too.
He seems like the kind of guy that has whiplashes on his back. You know what I mean?
What?
You're stupid. Yeah.
Right, like
No, I don't know what you mean. Please
Like-
explain that.
you know, like that purging evil out of yourself.
It's
Sorry,
the go watch. Damn, what movie
Da
is it
Vinci
in?
Code.
Da Vinci Code. Thank you.
And you know who he looks like, and probably acts the same way. It's kind of old school. You guys might not remember because it's been some years, but he kind of looks like Pennsatucky off of Orange Is the New Black, like a male version of her.
Is that the one that got beat up at the end of the season?
I didn't watch
That
the
got her
last
teeth
season.
knocked out or
Yes.
whatever?
Exactly.
She got
Okay.
new teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did get new teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, Pennsatucky, man.
See, I
That's
can
what.
see that.
And you know how she was like really like the second or third season, she was like really into God and stuff like that. Like that's him, man. Just the male version.
That's stupid.
Damn.
That is very
Becky hit
accurate.
the showers.
Well, if nobody got that, does anybody have anything to take us out? Malcolm, you shut the fuck up.
Subscribe, share, all
yeah,
that. Be back.
Man, Lamar Jackson.
Right, y'all see it. Hit the shower.
Ain't nobody got time for your little
Lamar Jackson
comments for
MVP.
them.
Stop
Man.
playing.
Second
Hold
place
on,
to Josh
stop.
Allen.
Real shit though. I can see Josh Allen definitely getting it for sure. I definitely think Lamar will
It's
be in
too
top
early.
3.
Will you guys stop it? Stop.
No, we gotta speculate
Stop it.
now.
Early predictions is going to Justin Herbert.
Hubert.
Hey.
And they gonna make a new trophy of a stiff arm from a quarterback throwing position is what's gonna happen.
That's after they make the one for Josh Allen with him hurtling.
Man, that
It's not a
motherfucker,
juggernaut.
He gonna hurl himself into a damn injury.
that motherfucker will have to have 4 legs and weigh 20 pounds. Catch you next, we'll see.
Saturday.